the entirety of the College Dropout by Kanye West. And as an extra delectable little treat I got for you, look what I prepared. Lyrics that we can follow along to. Well, I mean, there aren't any now, but there are gonna be once we're over this, and I'm assuming it's gonna be an instrumental intro. This is the first album he's ever done. I've only really heard like 1 or 2 songs off of this. I know All Fours Down, and I think it's Gold Digger also in this one. But I don't really know what to expect, other than I know that this album functionally like reshaped the landscape of hip hop from what I hear. So I'm excited. We're gonna do all of it. Let's go. This is gonna be a long ass fucking video.
Kanye, can I talk to you for a minute? Me and the other faculty members was wondering, could you do a little song, something beautiful, something that the kids are gonna love when they hit.
I don't know
start
who
jumping
this
up
is.
and down and sharing candy and stuff. You could probably do something for the kids for graduation to sing.
So it's like an invitation to a graduation ceremony, and then we go straight into We Don't Care. I'm not gonna rate intro, because that was nothing. Alright. So already, straight off the bat, we have Kanye's like, and it's not like a signature of his, because a lot of people do it, but he definitely does it a lot, and I think it's partially what he's famous for, is his sing rapping, where it's not stack your money till it gets sky high, it's stack the money till it gets sky high type of thing, right? Whoa! That's in St. Pablo. Right, and we already got like 4 different like instrumental elements going on, right? So we got the backing vocals going. Oh wait, is that backing vocals actually, or is that like a synth? Here. Yeah. All right, there are backing vocals far back in the mix, and we've got these like trumpets, and just like a stomp, stomp, clap. Stop. Alright, it's very groovy.
Man, I'm my own man, but as a shorty, I looked up to the dope man. Only the dope man, I knew that wasn't broke, man. Flicking starter coats, man. Man, you don't know, man. We don't care what people say.
So the song is called We Don't Care. I think that might have been the hook, but I'm not entirely sure. I wish the backing vocal, like the women singing, was a little louder, just because I can't really hear what they're saying. Like, I think they're just going, oh, but still.
Sitting in the hood like community colleges. This dope money here is Lil Trey scholarship. Cause ain't no tuition for having no ambition, and ain't no loans for sitting your ass at home. So we forced to sell crack, rap, and get a job. You gotta do something, man. Your ass is grown.
So far, this feels very Kanye-esque, but it's a type of Kanye, or type of instance, I guess, where you listen to a musician who's like newer stuff you've heard, and you listen to their first stuff, and it's not as polished and not as like in your face maybe as some of the newer stuff that you listen to is, but you can still feel the essence of the character and of the artist in there, right? And for Kanye, I really think that it's taking this like, and take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know too much about this type of music, but I think this is like a soul type beat, right? Where you find things that you'd find in soul music or like R&B and stuff, right? And you mix it into this hip hop beat. And that to me is feels very Kanye. I don't know if it is, but it feels like that's very much like his thing. And then that rhythm, like jagged, fun rhythm. There's definitely some kids in that voice, or in that chorus, right? Alright. A little meta commentary there. This verse is for my dogs. Friends. Working 9 to 5.
working 9 to 5 to still hustle, cause a nigga can't shine all 655. And everybody selling makeup, Jacobs and bootleg tapes just to get they cake up. We put shit on layaway, then come back. We claim other people kids on our income tax. We take that money, cop work, then push packs to get paid. And we don't care what people say. Mama say she wanna move south, scratching lottery tickets, eyes on a new house. Around the same time, Doe ran up in Dude house, couldn't get a job.
I'll pause in a moment.
He couldn't get work, he figured he'd take work. The drug.
So, a thing that Kanye does here that I think is kind of fun, that I've mentioned many a time before, is that my one like gripe with hip hop, and it's absolutely not all the hip hop that I've heard, but a lot of the hip hop that I've heard is the instrumental elements gets fairly stale and boring over a while, after some time, right? However, Kanye is like the exception to that for me, because he mixes in so many new things, so many fun things in his stuff, and his voice, the way he uses his voice as an instrument on the track, is very refreshing in that sense, right? However, he doesn't really do that here, at least not as much. Might do it yet, but there's still like half a song left. But we're still kind of going with the same rhythm, same melody, same everything, except for the lyrics. And then here's the... It's kind of funny, or not funny, it's kind of weird how, right, we have this almost jovial sounding beat, right? It's very, jovial is a word I'd use to describe it, right? But then the lyrics are very grim. Drug dealing just to get by, stack your money till it gets sky high. That's a very grim message to lay upon, or like image, I guess, to paint upon this like foundation of rather jovial music. But then you listen to the vocal, it's also kind of like, what's a word? It's kind of like off, I guess. Like drug. It's kind of, it's not on pitch intentionally, and I think that's cool. That's like a cool artistic choice. It's fun. So, from what I know, this is Kanye's first single. I think that was called The Wire. I haven't heard that one yet. But I think that's also what he's referencing here, right? He wasn't supposed to make it past 25, because as far as I know, he was like in a traffic accident, and he literally recorded his first like song, The Wire, or his first single, The Wire, through the wire that had like wired his jaw shut, right? So I'm assuming that's a reference to that, but I don't know.
Some of them dyslexic, they favorite 50 cents on 12 questions. We scream, rocks, blows, we par. See, now we smart. We ain't retards the way teachers start. Hold up, hold fast. We make more cash. Now tell my mama I belong in that slow class. Sad enough, we on welfare.
I like the trumpets. I like the general instrumentation, but this is definitely not for me peak Kanye. However, I will talk about something that this song does very well, which we'll talk about in a moment. Just gonna let it ride out. Ooh. Sorry about the yawning, I've just come off of a long day. But notice, he actually changes something here. In the drug dealing just to get by, we now have the addition of a synth, which I don't think was there before. There, that's following. I don't think that was there before. But it's almost chasing it, right? It's not like on the same beat exactly. Like a cat chasing a mouse. Like an eel chasing a fish. A fish, I guess, is what this movement is. And then you have, and we go straight into graduation day. Alright. That was cool. I think We Don't Care isn't like a 10 out of 10 for me. Like that it was cool, but it definitely got a little stale towards the end. And it's like, if I was 15 songs into the album, I would rate this lower than I would if I regard this as a single. However, because what we're doing here is that we're regarding this as an album experience, I want to rate all these songs in relation to the album, and functionally only for that. And what I think We Don't Care has done very well is that, considering this is his first album, I think this really like introduces to Kanye's sound very, very well. And for that reason, I'm gonna give it like a solid B+. Now we're going into Graduation Day, which is only 1 minute and 21 seconds long. So let's see that.
What the fuck was that, Kanye? I told you to do some shit for the kids.
Oh God.
Fucking graduating tickets right now.
Okay, I get it. The intro was like was actually like the framing for this song, and then that's why we go drug dealing just to get by. Gotcha. This is fun. Let's go.
Right now, you give me this motherfucking rope.
So we have whoever who's voicing this again.
You won't slide across that stage. Motherfucker
But
can't pull you across that motherfucking stage. Kanye.
with music.
Who told you to? I told you to do something uplifting. I'm trying to get you out here with these white people. That's how you gonna do me. You know what? You's a nigga. I don't mean that in no nice way. That little kid singing about the shit. No, the joke's on you. You throw your hands in the air.
Gorgeous.
And wave goodbye to everybody.
Well, I mean, it's gorgeous and funny and contrasting. The contrast here is very, very funny. But if you just listen to the music behind this, man, spitting.
You know what? You's a nigga.
It's gorgeous. It's pretty. It's like church music.
No, the joke's on you. You throw your hands in the air and wave goodbye to everybody as you get the fuck off this campus. What the fuck you gonna do now?
It's gorgeous. Okay. That was what? That transition of what the fuck you gonna do now? We have this little like it's not a drum, it's like a roll of sorts that you get that drums and like draws you into. Oh. And the strings, piano. I love that. Fuck, man. And the sound of that clap? What? Like that. Listen to the clap specifically. There. I love that sound. I don't... Wow. Fuck. I did not expect that. Who's singing here? Wow. That's... okay, just for that fucking, like, transition and the contrast with having this guy yelling at Kanye, like, in the story, I guess, that we're telling here, mixed with going into Kanye, which I'm assuming is Kanye's resolution or something here, right? Going, I'm no longer confused, but don't tell anyone. And the fucking instrumentation and the movement in the strings, that's... Fuck me, man, that's an S. That was fantastic. All right. Oh, All Falls Down. We know this one.
Yeah.
It's like the one that I know for a fact that I know from this album. Because I did it like a month and a half ago on the channel. But I haven't heard it. I've heard it like once instead of maybe. So, let's see where this goes. Might be able to point something out more out than I did last time, but I'm probably gonna comment a little bit less than I did in the actual video.
She has no idea what she's doing in college. That major that she majored in don't make no money, but she won't drop out. Her parents will look at her funny.
Okay, I already know that I pointed this out last time. However, I have to call out just the bass here. Just listen to the bass lick.
Make no money, but she won't drop out. Her parents will look at her funny.
Like the movement on the bass there is super cool because he's actually not using the bass as much of like a brass like instrument here, right? He's not using it to like round out the sound, which you usually would do when you go down into your lower registers, either as a vocalist or like a bass player, I guess, or a guitarist, right? It doesn't add that level of roundness to it, but it adds contrasting melody, which is super cool.
Tell me that ain't
love that.
The concept of school seems so secure. Sophomore 3 years ain't picked a career. She like, fuck it, I'll just stay down her and do it. Cause that's enough money to buy her a few pairs of new ears. Cause her baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure. Couldn't afford a car, so she
we have the guitar in your left ear, bass in your right ear.
And it's
the same like do 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 do. That is both in the bass in the right and the guitar in the left. Sick as
like
shit.
Eve, and she be dealing with some issues that you can't believe. Single black female addicted to retail and well. And when it falls down, who you gonna call now? Come on, come on. And when it all falls down, man, I promise.
I'm really sorry about the yawning. I am very much enjoying this. It's just exhausting currently.
I can't even pronounce nothing past that for safety. Then I spent $400 on this just to be like, nigga, you ain't up on this. And I can't even go to the grocery store without some ones that's clean and a shirt with a team. Scene, we live in the American dream. The people highest up got the lowest self-esteem. The prettiest people do the ugliest things. For the road to riches and diamond rings.
So one thing that I think is kind of fun about doing it this way, contrasting to how I did it last time, right, is that I actually got the lyrics in front of me. And it's a fun, like, commentary that he's doing here, and, like, the people highest up got the lowest self-esteem, which is actually something you see, at least when you're talking about money, right? It's absolutely a lie that money can't buy happiness, in the sense that up until a certain point, small increases in the money that you make and you have will make incredible leaps to your quality of life. Like, I'll give you an example from my personal life, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm in an incredibly privileged position. I'm studying university for free. As a matter of fact, I'm being paid to go to uni, right? Because that's something we got here in Denmark. However, I still am fairly poor, you know, just economically speaking, right? I don't have a lot of money to go to spend on functionally anything, right? However, I got a job a while ago, and that, like, it was like 2,000 Danish crowns more, which I get a month, which, I don't know, for the American viewers, that's like $400, I guess, more a month, has made such a huge difference in my life, because I now usually don't have to be scared of not having enough money to buy groceries at the end of the month, right? And my girlfriend and I are talking about, when we're moving in together, which we're doing soon, how nice it's going to be when we eventually get, like, a dishwasher. It's like a small thing, right? But just the addition of that thing in your life can make such a huge difference, because it just takes this problem that you'd otherwise have, washing dishes, problem, right? And you're able to, like, almost like automate it to a certain sense. And those small increases in revenue can make such a huge difference. But that's only up until a certain point. So once you feel secure and once you feel safe economically, somewhat at least, right? Then another few $1,000s a month, I mean, it's nice, but it's not going to make a huge difference. And it's a very roundabout way of saying that you actually find in really successful, economically successful, really rich people, you tend to find a lot of mental health issues, which you might not expect, because I think we have a tendency to just think that, like, once you make it economically, you'll be fine. But it turns out there's more to life than money and the grind. And yeah, I don't know. Nice commentary.
We trying to buy back our 40 acres. And for that paper, look how low we are stoop. Even if you in a band, you still a nigga in a coupe. Come on, come on. And when it falls down, who you gonna call now? Come on, come on.
I'm telling you, this would make a killer metal track.
Fuck the police, that's how I treat them. We buy our way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. We'll buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover up what's inside. Cause they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorty's hollering where the ball is at. Drug dealer by Jordan, crack kid by crack. And a white man get paid off for all of that. But I ain't even gonna act totally other than that. Cause fuck it, I went to Jacob with 25 down before I had a house, and I do it again. Cause I wanna be on 106 and Park, pushing the bands. I wanna act all horrific, like it's all terrific. I got a couple past due bills, I won't get specific. I got a problem with spending before I get it. We all self-conscious, I'm just
well, or not all, a lot of us do.
Yeah. Come on, come on.
But yeah, this is also one of those things that, like, I watched. I think I might even have mentioned this in the last video I did, or the FML video I did, right? But again, I'm not commenting a whole lot on this song, because I've already covered it and I don't have much new to add. But something that I think is really interesting to look at here, which I don't remember if I talked about last time, is that from what I've heard and what I understand, one of the things that really made Kanye stick out when he really, like, burst onto the scene was the fact that he was so emotionally naked, I guess, right? He was so open about his challenges, and, like, even challenging a bit of, like, the ideal of what like an ideal rapper in this sense should be, right? So an example of this, I think, would be something like him saying, "We all self-conscious. I'm just afraid to admit it." Like he's actually going into these like personal issues that aren't as hardcore, I guess. Which, from what I've seen, and I mostly just watched this guy named FD Signifier's videos on it. That was kind of new when Kanye burst onto the scene in the early 2000s, and maybe even later. I think it's like 2001 or something.
Come on. And when it falls down, who you gonna call now? Come on. And when
Yeah,
it all
I mean,
falls down.
I don't remember what I gave this song last time, but I'm gonna give it the same rating, and I think it was honestly like an S. This is such a good fucking song.
We gon' set this party off right.
Maybe not S. A+.
We gon' show 'em how we get down.
And I'll explain why in a moment.
Selena, you just like the safe belt. You saved my life. Come on.
And then instrumentation. Oh, we got clap. It's a very good song.
I just can't keep working like this. This grave ship is like a slave ship. What?
Alright, we're going into a 1 minute song again. Alright, FML. Fantastic song. Absolutely. I don't think I'll give it an S for one simple reason. Then I just realized if I did this in the original FML video, I might take it back, but I'd reduce it to an A+. And the reason for that is fairly simple. The song is great. I love it. I think it works tremendously, but I would like a little bit more dynamics in it in terms of like the instrumentation, because it does get a little bit repetitive. And the only reason it doesn't really do that, and to a point that actually annoys me, is quite simply because it's relatively short, right? Like if this went on for another minute, I would probably bump it down quite a lot, but it doesn't, and therefore it gets like an A+. This one's called "I'll Fly Away." All right, barbershop quartet. Well, okay, so we have a walking bass, which I don't really know how to describe what it is. I can recognize the sound. Listen to the bass. Do. I think that's a walking bass. I love the bounce and the jump of the piano in pieces like this. It's really cool. I can definitely say how this is like transgressive, though, right? Like this is on a hip hop album. You're throwing in these beautiful pieces of like orchestration, and in this case, like a whole ass like barbershop quartet. And it even listen, I guess. On the O here, it gets a little off-putting. Oh, wait, maybe we was in the end of "Away." Fuck. Yeah, in the end of "Away," it gets a little bit uncomfortable, which is nice. It adds like friction, and that's what you need. You need friction, otherwise you can't resolve to anything. That's great. Little jarring, I guess, to go from FML to this, but it's a great song. Yeah. Hey, that was great. Loved it. Thank you. Alright, we're going into Spaceship. And it has some features. GLC and Consequence. I don't know who those are. Oh, this is a longer one. Alright.
I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly.
I swear I do.
That's a fun beat.
I've been working this grave shift and I ain't made shit. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly.
Okay. This is a weird beat already. If you're looking at it, right? We got a slightly jarring drum beat, which I think is actually played. I don't know. It sounds like it might have been played on real drums. I don't know. Anyway, we got the weird fuck off drums. a bass that's just kind of playing these do-do-do, 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 do-do-do sounds. And I very well like hitting vocal on top. Shine.
My manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him.
Don't do that.
I fuck the manager up, then I'm gonna shorten the register up. Let's go back to the gap. Look at my check, wasn't no scratch. So if I stole, wasn't my fault. Yeah, I stole, never got caught. They take me to the.
I really like the way Kanye
look
does
at my
these,
check,
like,
wasn't no scratch. So if I stole, wasn't my fault. Yeah, I stole,
don't even know
never
if that
got
was
caught.
Kanye,
They take me to the back and pat.
but the way he does these
Asking
like
me about some khakis, but let some black people
modulations
walk in. I
of
bet
voice.
you they show off they token blackie. Oh, now they love Kanye. Let's put them all in the front of the store. So I'm on break next to the no smoking sign with a blunt in the mall. Taking my hits, writing my rhymes, playing my mind. This fucking job can't help them, so I quit. Y'all welcome.
Very,
Y'all
yeah, like this beat is very what's the word? Like it's very aggressively bouncy, I guess is almost how I'd describe it.
Oh,
But it's cool.
Y'all can't match my hustle. You can't catch my hustle. You can't fathom my love, dude. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different world like 3 summers. I deserve to do these numbers. The kid that made that.
This is kind of like a, I guess a
in my basement. I'm just waiting on my spaceship.
showing your so many like it's kind of like it's showing off your turf, I guess, type of thing, right? I think it's really cool to just listen to these old songs. Old, it's like 20 years old, but still it's fun to listen to these older songs and see what it was that these guys got famous for, and like what made them like burst onto the scene. Definitely weird and fun. I don't know if you can actually, if this is actually a thing. Oh wait, but of course will be over. So I don't know if this is actually how you could do it like musically, because call response is like a concept where one thing does one thing in a song and another responds to it. So you could go with a riff going da da do, and then you have another instrument going la da da, like right after that. That's just a very like dumbed down explanation of call response, right? And it feels like he's kind of doing call response in this, but instead of it being with like specific like parts in a section, it almost feels like sections are doing call response to each other.
I didn't even try to work a job, represent the mob
because
at the
it's
same
different,
time.
like,
Thirsty on the grind, shot state of mind. Lost my mama, lost my mind.
So I think this is
My love,
consequence
that's
for
not
GLC.
mine. Why you ain't signed? Wasn't my time. Leave me alone. Work for it, y'all. Half of it's yours, half of it's mine. Only wanna ball, never wanna fall. Gotta get mine, gotta take mine. Gotta tech 9, reach my prime. Gotta make these haters respect mine.
I don't know who Tech 9 is.
Then love 'em all to 12 when my schedule
Or what it is.
said 9. Putting them pants on shelves. Waiting patiently, I ask myself where I wanna go, where I wanna be. Life is much more than running in the streets. Holla at yay, hit me with the beat. Put me on my feet, sound so sweet. Yes, I'm the same OG, same goatee, stand low key, no.
This is good, man.
God, man, why you had to take my folks' hope to see Freddie G, Yusef G, Lil Mon G, Rolly G. Police watch me smoke my weed and count my G's. Got a lot of people counting on me, man. I'm just trying to find my peace. Should've finished school like
There's a lot of-
and I probably wouldn't use my peace.
There we go. So I don't know if this is correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But from doing this on and off for like 2 years, a thing that I found in some pieces of rap music is that it almost feels like working songs in a way, if that makes sense. Like there's such a strong thread between so many rap artists that I've seen, like whether it be like the Notorious B.I.G. or I think this guy GLC rapping here, right? Talking about the struggle of like the working class, right? There's some like real I don't want to say class solidarity, that's not the right word, but there's a real focus on like the issues of like working class people meet, right? Especially here with the whole discussion here of like this guy having a lot of people counting on him, and him just being on the grind in general, I guess. Him asking I'm assuming Kanye to put him on his feet, but also still having some humility, to saying that like it wasn't his time to go off when he did it previously. And I feel like that might be just, I don't know this, but is that like a result of like black people's struggle, I guess, in general? Because I know you see this in a lot of other types of like working man's music, right? Like from what I understand, that's kind of what happened with the blues as well, right? And seeing this, I think hip hop originated in America, but I really am very like poorly educated on that, and I probably should read up on it. It would make sense to me, I guess, if this music has like the spirit of like working people in it, I guess. And that is not just in the lyrics, but also just in its history, because that's definitely what it feels like listening to this. And it's just, it's touching, I guess.
And I probably wouldn't use my big splash.
Like also just talking about the struggles of like not having enough to make meets end, right? And then contrasting that later with like the success stories of some of these rappers. I know that was at least what happened to Juicy with the notorious Big or B.I.G. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. And he wants to buy a spaceship and fly. Is that like a metaphor for like transcending away from like the issues of poverty? Wait, actually no, Kanye didn't grow up in poverty, did he? He grew up in like a middle class family and went to like a music school, right? Anyway, I hope my point makes sense.
And having one of my co-workers say, yo, you look just like this kid I seen in an old Busta Rhymes video the other night. Well, easy come, easy go, how that saying goes. No more broad service calls and them TV shows that all had got snatched from me. A&Rs and they faculties all turn they back on me and didn't wanna hear rap from me. So naturally, actually, had to face things factually.
This is another example of what I've talked about several times. I just really like the so naturally, actually, had to face things factually. Like this is like going up on the end of the words here is a way of modulating his voice. It just creates contrast and like a nice like texture in not contrast, just texture. It creates texture in the sound. Like a nice fried hot.
So naturally, actually, had to face things factually. Had to be a catastrophe. Hit the fridge staring back at me, cause nothing's there, nothing's fair. I don't wanna ever go back there, so I won't be taking no days off till my spaceship takes off.
So I think this song is definitely about like working class struggles and trying to work to make a better future for yourself and probably your kids as well, right? Because someone talked about his niece at least. Because again, here I think it's Consequence at this point, saying that he won't be taking no days off till his spaceship takes off. So we go into I've been working this spaceship, yeah. That's nice. I like this imagery. It's evocative, right? Although I will say the beat is getting a little tiresome. I don't know if this song needs to be 5.5 minutes long. And that's tiresome. A lot of stuff is happening.
I wanna fly. I said I want my chariot to pick me up and take a brother for a ride.
That was gorgeous. I'll probably give this honestly like an A or something. That was tight. That was a really good song. Hell yeah. All right. Jay says walks.
Yeah. We at war. We at war with terrorism, racism, but most of all, we at war with ourselves.
What an intro, Jesus. So I don't really know what this song's going to be about. I'm assuming something about Jesus and religion, but I'm not religious, so I don't know all that much about it. But just the build-up in this fucking intro.
Yeah.
We got the acapella
We at war.
mixed
We at
here
war with
with
terrorism.
a melody in your left ear that's going like ooh. Kanye like spoken word, doing spoken word over it, and then these really
Racism. But most of all,
understated drums. That's tight.
we at war with ourselves. God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
Okay.
You know what the Midwest is, young and restless, but restless. Might snatch your necklace, and next thing might jack your Lexus. Somebody tell these who Kanye West is.
This so far very much gives me the vibes of like military drums almost, right? If you listen to the drums going on here.
What the Midwest is, young and restless, but restless. Might snatch your necklace, and next thing might jack your Lexus. Somebody tell these who Kanye West is. I walk through the valley of the shadow where
then
death
obviously
is. Top
rhythm
floor, if you alone and leave you breathless.
Acapella
Try to catch
mixed
it.
in.
It's kinda hard
Makes me
getting
feel like
choked
a-
by the
like
Texas.
marching.
Yeah, and I check the method. They be asking us questions, harass and arrest us. Saying we eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast, huh? Y'all eat pieces of shit? What's the basis? We ain't going nowhere but got suits and cases. A trunk full of coke, rental car from Avis. My
Okay.
mama used to say only Jesus could save us. Well, mama, I know I act the fool, but I'll be gone to November. I got packs to move. I hope.
And then we're going into the chorus. So Jesus walk, not Jesus walks. Wow, this is fun. There's a lot of things going on, or actually, I don't think there's that many things going on. It's just that they're very pronounced, the things that are happening. So we have the, as I mentioned, the a cappella, like ho, 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 mixed with a melody being sung in your left ear, the drums going over, and then Kanye's rapping. And then here in the end, he very much does this thing that I've talked about several times, where he uses his voice as an instrument.
Well,
This-
mama, I know I act the fool, but I'll be gone to November. I got packs to move.
The melody there in your right ear, I think that's just his voice or someone's voice with effects over it. That doesn't sound like an analog instrument to me.
God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I could do now to right my wrongs. I wanna talk to God, but I'm afraid cause we ain't spoken so long.
So
God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now.
that melody was great.
Break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet
Such a
don't
nice
fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I can do now to right my wrongs.
And then here we
I
have
wanna
Strings
talk
Rising.
to God, but I'm afraid cause we ain't spoken so long.
Okay,
So long.
I'm gonna pause after this last so long.
So long.
So Kanye, from what I understand, is very much like I've very deliberately not spoken too much on Kanye and his current, shall we call it, political and religious iterations, just because, well, it's depressing to look into, I feel, and it's not that it's not important; it's terribly important. I just, quite frankly, don't think I'm the person to do it, because I am not a Christian. I don't know too much about religion. I don't know too much about Kanye. And I know a decent amount about American politics, but that's just because I studied political science for like a year before I did psychology. But I quite frankly don't feel qualified to cover that topic, right? But from what I understand, he's very, very religious currently, or like devoutly Christian. And I think several of his other songs, like later songs, showcase that, both in the way that some of them sound like Hurricane, for instance. I remember sounding like a choral, like it sounds like something you'd hear in a church, right? But this, I think, is interesting because this is from, again, like 2001 or something, right? And he's talking about wanting to speak to God, but it's been too long since he's done it last time, right? So there's some like repentance almost seen in it, which I guess could works kind of well with the marching feel of the song, right? That's cool, like a marching towards your own absolution or repentance.
To the hustlers, killers,
I love that
murderers.
effect. This one.
To the hustlers, killers,
does that.
murderers, drug dealers, even the
Some of
scribblers.
this.
To the victims of welfare, feel we living in hell here. Hell yeah. Now hear he, wanna see thee more clearly. I know he hear me when my feet get weary. Cause we're the almost nearly extinct. We rappers as role models, we rap, we don't think. I ain't here to argue about his facial features, or here to convert atheists into believers. I'm just trying to say the way school need teachers, the way Catholic needed Regis, that's the way I need Jesus. So here go my single, dog, radio needs this. They say you can rap about anything except for Jesus. That means gun, sex, lies, videotape. But if I talk about God, my record won't get played, huh? Well, if the
Yeah,
sick away...
that is kind of a... So I'm trying to pay more attention to the lyrics, and it's obviously easier when I have them in front of me, right? But that is kind of a fun, like, parallel, I guess, here, is that, at least for someone like me, who isn't religious, I associate church music and Christian music specifically with, like, country, folk. There's some rock and metal, like a band named Skillet, if you know them, are a Christian metal band. But usually I associate it with, like, fairly... I don't want to sound offensive, but fairly tame types of music, right? And don't get me wrong, rap is like the predominant style of music we like in the Western world currently, right? So it's not like in to be a rapper. It's more that rap, from what I understand, again, is coming from this working class place that, while there are lots of working class people who are Christian, obviously, and who are religious, I don't think it seems to me like culturally, how do I want to say this? Like, it seems culturally like the music of the working class isn't necessarily what you find in churches, or at least in like Christian like broadcasts and stuff, right? Again, they are I associated more with like soulish music, which again Kanye has incorporated soul several times in his beats here, so it's not like a far stretch, a big leap to make, right? But it is interesting to hear rap music that's so like devoted to like God and Christianity. I think that's actually kind of cool way to do it, and I don't know if he was one of the first people to do it, but I definitely haven't heard it before. But again, I'm also not a hip hop head. I don't know too much about rap or Christianity. So I might just have missed it, because I bet there's a lot of people who didn't know that Christian metal is a thing as well, but it is.
My spins, which will probably take away from my ends. Then I hope it take away from my sins and bring the day that I'm dreaming about. Next time I'm in the club, everybody screaming out. God, show me the way, because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now.
That was a good song. That was a really, really cool song. And I think this song, more than anything else, really showcased what I was talking about previously, which is this whole, if your beat doesn't change, if your music doesn't change too much and it isn't super dynamic, keep it short. There's nothing wrong with it not being super dynamic, unless it starts dragging on, and this didn't. I honestly really enjoyed Jesus Walk, and I'm gonna give that like a solid fucking like A. That was tight. Next one is called Never Let Me Down, and JC is on this. That's kind of cool. How did he get JC in his first record? Actually, wait, wasn't he in Rockefeller Records, which is owned by JC?
Turn the motherfucker.
That's right. That's
Okay.
what I do. Come on.
Okay.
No, I ain't never let you down. Get up, I get.
There's a lot in here.
Get up, I get. Yeah.
Alright, first off, and this is a very little detail, but notice the sound of the, I don't know, snare? The snap? I'll point to it.
Oh, baby.
Turn the motherfucker.
That.
That's right. That's what I do.
This might be a little out weird, but to me that almost sounds like an edit of someone smacking their lips. Like,
Come on. No, I ain't never let you down.
I don't
Get
know.
up, I get. Get up, I get. Get up, I get. Yeah.
then we have-
Yo, first I snatched the streets, then I snatched the charts. First I had their ear, now I have their heart.
assuming
Rappers
this
came
is
and
Jay-Z.
went, I've been here from the start. I seen them put it together, watch them take it apart.
Or
Seen the
Jay
rovers
Ivy,
roll
whoever
up
that
with
is.
ribbons. I seen them repo, resold, and redriven. So when I reload, he holds #1 positions. When you hot, I'm hot. And when your feet cold, mine's a sizzling. It's
I
plain to
really
see. Niggas can't fuck with me.
enjoy-
Cause I'ma be that nigga for life. This is not an image. This is God given.
Like,
This is hard living mixed with crystal sipping. It's the most consistent hope. Give it a
All right, before we go in there, I really enjoy the mixture of rap, especially this style of rap that isn't like overly fast or overly like modulated in the rhythm, but like just fairly down to earth, in your face. I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like I feel like the way you produce it is like more in the front of your face. I don't know if that makes any sense at all to anyone but me, but I really like the mixture of this with analog instruments, with real guitars and drums and bass. It's such a neat combination, and it's right up my alley, man. This shit's
It's the
cool.
most consistent home. Give you the most hits. You can fit inside a whole distance. Nigga, I'm home on these charts. Y'all niggas visiting. This whole tradition. Jeff Go in the rap. I'm back to claim pole position. Holla at your boy.
Get up, I get up, I get up, I get up, I get down.
That is such a good hook. Like, get up, I get down, or get up, I get down. It's get up, I get, comma, down. Get up, I get down, right? But then the mixture of these different vocalists doing it, I guess it's a fairly weak hook actually, but the way the way they make it work, it's great.
Get up, I get up, I get up, I get down for my grandfather who
And then it goes like that transition. That's fucking smooth, man.
took my mama, made her sit in that seat where white folks ain't want us to eat. At the tender age of 6, she was arrested for
Sorry, but the guitars changed. Notice.
get up, I get
If you were wearing headphones, right ear.
I get up, I get down for my grandfather who took my mama, made her sit in that seat where white folks ain't want us to eat. At the tender age of 6, she was arrested for the sit-ins.
That's piano
With that
on
in
it.
my
That's on the
blood, I
guitar.
was born to be
Anyway,
different.
we have
And
piano
niggas
on
can't
top of
make
it.
it to balance to choose leadership, but we can make it to Jacobs or to the dealership. That's why I hear new music and I just don't be feeling it. Racism still alive, they just be concealing it. But I know they don't want me in a damn club. They even make me show ID to get inside a Sam's Club.
It's a small thing, but I think one of the things that really makes songs like this stick out is try and listen to the background instrumentation. Because there is like a slightly distorted guitar moving up and down the chords, and like, it just adds so much body and room to it that you just don't, or I at least haven't heard in much other hip hop. This is
Can make it to Jacobs or to the dealership. That's why I hear new music and I just don't be feeling it. Racism
There.
still alive, they just be concealing it. But I know they don't want me in a damn club. They even make me show ID to get
Might be
inside
hard
a
to
Sam's
do,
Club.
but-
I done did dirt and went to church to
But
get
that's
my
what
hands
happens with
scrubbed.
bodies.
Swear I've been baptized these 3 or 4 times. But in the land where niggas praise you cons and getting paid, it's gonna take a lot more than coupons to get us saved. Like it take a lot more than do-rags to get your way. Nothing sad as that day my girl father passed away, so I promised to Mr. Rainey I'm gonna marry your daughter. And you know I gotta thank you for the way that she was brought up. And I know that you was smiling when you seen the car bought her. And you sent tears from heaven when you seen my car get balled up. But I can't complain what the accident did to my left eye. Cause look what an accident did to left eye. First Aaliyah, now Romeo.
That's some heavy shit, man. Like, I obviously don't know too much about Kanye or his story, right? But how can you not root for this level of like sincerity, I guess, right? Like, where there was one line in particular. Yeah. Nothing sad as that day my girl father passed away, so I promised to Mr. Rainey I'm gonna marry your daughter, and you know I gotta thank you for the way that she was brought up. And I know that you were smiling when you see the car I bought her, and you sent tears from heaven when you see my car get balled up. Like, like I'm sitting here getting like a little choked up. That's, ugh. Again, it's not like incredibly evocative on its own, but in the mixture with all the instrumentation and the music, and it just, sad but hopeful tones in this set.
To my left eye, cause look what an accident did to left eye. First Aaliyah, now Romeo must die. I know I got angels watching me from the other side.
Yeah. This is fantastic. Right up.
Get up, I get. 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 Get up, I get down.
We are all here for a reason on a particular path. You don't need a curriculum to know that you are part of the math. Cats think I'm delirious, but I'm so damn serious. That's why I expose my soul to the globe, the world. I'm trying to make it better for these little boys and girls. I'm not just another individual. My spirit is a part of this. That's why I get spiritual. But
Again, notice, man, just we have this beautiful like foundation. It's like a canvas that's been like built of all the different pieces in the instrumentation.
damn serious. That's why I expose path.
When he
Get
says,
up, I get. Get
after
up,
this
I
chorus,
get.
when he says he's
Get
getting
up, I
more serious,
get.
listen to
Get up, I get down.
We are all here for a reason on a particular path. You don't need a curriculum to know that you are part of the math. Cats think I'm delirious, but I'm so damn serious. That's
Get Up, I
why
Get Down.
I expose my soul to the globe, the world. I'm trying to make it better for these little boys and girls. I'm not just another individual. My spirit is a part of this. That's why
Now
I
you
get
have
spiritual.
a male voice in the left ear.
But I get my hymns from him, so it's not me, it's he that's lyrical. I'm not a miracle, I'm a heaven-sent instrument. My rhythmic regiment navigates melodic notes for your soul and your mental. That's why I'm instrumental. Vibrations is what I'm into. Yeah, I need my Luba Rende, but that ain't what gives me the heart of Kunta Kinte. I'm trying
like
to give us free
borderline
like Sinke. I can't stop, that's why I'm hot. Determination, dedication, motivation. I'm talking to you and my many inspirations. When I say that I can't let you yourself down. If I were on the highest cliff, on the highest rift, and you slipped off the side and clinched onto your life in my grip, I would never, ever let you down. And when these words are found, let it be known that God's penmanship has been signed with a language called love.
Like, let it be known that God's penmanship has been signed with a language called love. That's going into that's why my breath is felt by the deaf, and while my words are heard and confirmed to the ears of the blind, I too dream in color and in rhyme. That's fucking gorgeous, man. Wow. Wow. I'm genuinely speechless. I would like it for the last minute here, just go a little harder in the instrumental and just like peak somewhere. But this is fantastic.
Be known that God's penmanship has been signed with a language called love. That's why my breath is felt by the deaf, and why my words are heard and confined to the ears of the blind. I too dream in color and in rhyme, so I guess I'm one of a kind in a full house. Cause whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth, a touch of God reigns.
And then listen here, as we're going into this part, listen to the piano.
So I guess I'm one of a kind in a full house. Cause whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth.
And now I said it was a piano as a guitar. Fuck me. Anyway, listen to the guitar. I'm sorry, but we're doing it again. Listen to the guitar in your right ear. That's just panning in. Going do 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 do.
Confined to the ears of the blind. I too dream in color and in rhyme. So I guess I'm one of a kind in a full house. Cause whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth, a touch of God reigns out.
He's fucking... The, like, command of his word and of his voice that he's utilizing here.
Cause whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth, a touch
like,
of
on that, or my mouth. That, like, the power in that. Fuck.
God reigns out.
Take them to church.
We got, like, another set of drums.
Get up, I 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 get down.
No, man, hot
Oh, yeah,
this
we ain't
long.
finished.
Started from nothing, but he got
The
this
rock is in
strong.
the building.
Threw the rock from a pebble. Pedal rock before I met you. Pedal bikes got my nephews. Pedal bikes because they special. Let you tell it, man, I'm falling well. Somebody Somebody must have caught him, cause
assuming they're
every
talking
fourth
about
quarter,
Rockefeller
I
records
like
here.
the Mike Jordan them. #1 albums, what I got like for them. More them on the way, the 8th wonder on the way. Clear the way, I'm here to stay. Y'all can say the chitter chat, this and that, this and Jay will get you maced. When I start spitting them lyrics, niggas get very religious. 6 Hail Marys, please, fathers, forgive us. Young,
Damn.
the Archbishop,
I
the Pope
got
John
nothing.
Paul, and y'all niggas, the way
I got
y'all
shit
all
off.
follow
That was
Jigga.
so good.
Hope's a living legend, and
Wow.
I tell you why. Everybody wanna be
I am
Hope, and Hope's still
proud
alive.
to bestow onto Never Let Me Down the first S of this album. That was wonderful, but let me just make this clear. This is very much an S. However, I feel like putting this in the S tier kind of is denigrating to it, because based on some of the other songs I put in the S tier previously in my YouTube career, right? Like, this was so fucking good. From the instrumentation, that was very dynamic. It didn't go into like a high peak, which is what I'm associating with like a crescendo type of thing, right? Because that's what you do in metal a lot, right? It didn't do that, but it kept adding and removing and adding and removing so many elements, whether that be the piano, the guitar, the weird dan 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 dan, or all the voices going in and out. That was fucking sublime. Wow. I want to put it in like a higher tier almost, but that's also just because when you then combine it with the lyrics, and specifically those the things that I read out loud in the last bit, was so fucking good, man. I don't know how Get 'Em High with Talib Kweli and Common is gonna square up to this, but I'm gonna, hey, I mean, they can try.
Trying to catch the beat.
All right.
I'm trying to catch the beat. I'm trying to catch the beat. I'm trying to catch the beat. Nah, throw your motherfucking hand. Get 'em high. All the girls pass the weed to your motherfucking man. Get 'em high.
Okay.
Now I ain't never tell you to put down your hand. Keep 'em high. And if you're losing your high, then smoke again. Keep 'em high.
I think, before we go into the actual verse, I think something that's really impressive with Kanye, and it's not just Kanye, lots of artists do this, but something that you can see or like evidently hear in this album is that there's also been thought put into where the songs were placed. So compare this to, say, I Wanna Go Die in New Orleans. I think it was called by Suicide Boys, which, don't get me wrong, was a good album. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like that had as much thought put into where all the songs were placed. Whereas we just go from this, like, never, I forgot what it was called. Never Back Down, Never Walk Down, Never Give Up. Something along those lines. It's the song we just heard. I already forgot the name. The one that I added to my playlist, that was fantastic. I forgot the name of. But you go from that song that's so low octane but high like affect, so emotionally evocative and like heart wrenching to listen to this downtrodden, more like for lack of a better word, dirty beat. That's so far, we're only like 30 seconds in, but so far only been talking about getting high. It's just such a fun contrast, and that's how you keep someone engaged to your music.
Keep 'em high.
All right.
My flow is in the pocket like Wallace. I got the bounce like hydraulics. I can't call it. I got the swirl like alcohol. My freshman year, I was going through hella problems till I bit up the nerve to drop my ass about a college. My teacher said I was a loser. I told her, why don't you kill me? I give a fuck if you feel me. I'm gonna follow my heart. And if you follow the charts or the plaques or the stats, gotta guess who's back. You see, I'm so shy that you thought I was bashful, but this bastard's flow will bash your skull, and I will cut your girl like past the troll. And I don't usually smoke, but past the dro. And I won't give you that money that you asking for. Why you think me and Dame cool? We assholes. That's why we hear your music getting fast forward, cause we don't wanna hear that weak shit no more. Throw your motherfucking hand. Get 'em high.
Okay, so this seems like much less event so far. Like, there's emotion in here clearly about the like frustration of with college here, right? But there's much less of that genuine, really emotional connectivity here, which is fine. I don't think that's necessarily an issue. But this seems much more like a sit down with your friends and drink or smoke some weed and just fucking bang out to this. This feels like a vibe so far. If I was doing this as a single song, I'd probably say like Get 'Em High is a vibe.
Motherfucking hand. Get 'em high. All the girls pass the weed to your motherfucking man. Get 'em high.
Now the real question is,
now I ain't never tell you to put down your hand. Get 'em high.
How close are they?
And if you're losing your high, then smoke again. Keep 'em high. Now who the hell is this? Emailing me at 11:26, telling me that she 3626 plus double D. You know girls on Black Planet B when they get bubbly at NYU, but she hail from Kansas. Right now she just lamping, chilling on campus. Sent me a picture with a feeling on Candace, who said her favorite rapper was the late great Francis. WHIT, it's getting late, mommy. Your screensaver say tweet, so you got to call me and bring a friend for my friend. His name Quali.
You mean Talib, lyrics stick to your rib. I mean, that's my favorite CD that I play in my crib. I mean, you don't really know him. Why is you lying?
Your quiet, she don't believe me. Please pick up the line. She gon' think that I'm lying. Just spit a couple of lines, then maybe I'll be able to give a dick all the time and get a high.
Yeah.
Ow!
I can't.
The meta commentary here is really funny to me. I always worry a little bit, and I just uploaded the video where I talked about, and the thumbnail I said that Eminem in his latest song Houdini was really funny because the music video was really funny to me. I always worry, however, talking about finding some of these things funny, when I don't really understand like any of the references. I understand like maybe 5% of the references in any of these songs, so I always worry talking about something as being funny if it's dead serious, because I just don't want to be that guy, you know, like that's just I don't want to be rude, essentially, right? But the meta commentary here of Kanye in the lyrics asking Talib Kweli to fucking to lay out down some lines on this track so he can fuck this, like, have sex with this girl as much as he wants. It's just, I mean, what can I say? That's funny. That's...
Believe this nigga use my name for picking up dimes, but never mind, I need some tracks, you trying to pull tracks out. And my rhymes is finna blow, you trying to blow backs out. Well, okay, you twisted my arm, I'll assist with the charm. And yo, ain't you meet that chick at that conference with your mom's sister, the bomb?
So
Or she got the bullshit behavior, always got something to say, like a okay player hater. Anyways, I don't usually fuck with the internet. Control stuck to they arm like nigga rap. You really fucking that much or trying to get on cigarettes? If she think it's fly, she ain't met a real nigga yet. I apologize if I come off a little inconsiderate. I got the bubble cushion, the sister could get ahead of it.
Get 'em high like noon or the moon or a room filled with smoke.
I haven't talked much about the actual instrumentation here, and I think the reason for that is that so far this song, and it's not bad. It's very passable for this. I don't think it could be much else, but so far this is just like bass, drum, and then this simple piano.
Yeah, no. I apologize if I come off a little inconsiderate. I got the bubble cushion, the sister could get ahead of it.
That was actually really cool. I didn't notice that on the first listen. So try and listen. Try and listen to the piano here right before we go into the part where it's only rap. Listen to the melody of the piano, where it leaves off and where it picks up after.
Control stuck to they arm like nigga rap. You really fucking that much or trying to get on cigarettes? If she think it's fly, she ain't met a real nigga yet. I apologize if I come off a little inconsiderate. I got the bubble cushion, the sister could get ahead of it.
Like it literally ends mid-melody. Do 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 do. Isn't that cool? Like that's... I've never seen anyone do that before. That's cool detail.
Y'all assumed I was doomed out of tune, but I still feel the notes. The real nigga
rhythm
quotes.
here, really in a
Real
funny way.
rappers is hard to find, like a remote.
So I think this is common.
Control rap is out of.
I don't know if it's common.
YouTubers still got love. That's why I abuse you who are not thugs. Rock clubs like Tiger Woods in the hood. Should have my own reality show called Soul Survivor. I stole on lava, niggas and you. You's a bitch, I got ones that are thicker than you. How could I ever let your words affect me? They say hip hop is dead, I'm here to resurrect me. Mars is too sexy to even make songs like these. That's why the raw don't know your name. Like Alicia Keys, too many.
I know Alicia Keys because we did a song where it was Kanye West, Alicia Keys, and Vivio Pharrell, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking about Syrio Pharrell from Game of Thrones because I'm reading that currently.
To them C's and producers is popular. 12,000 spins, nobody got the copy.
But yeah, like
album. How come you the hot garbage of the years?
even
Video
songs like
images
this,
looped up.
where the
Label got you
instrumentation
souped
very
up,
much is
telling
not the
you
important
sick
thing.
when you a dick with
Kanye
a
still
loose
plays
nut.
with it.
Video hard.
And that, I think, is how you can tell, like, he sets himself apart from other rappers, because, and producers, I guess. Because with a beat like this, right, and a song like this, there isn't a whole lot you can do. The wiggle room is fairly small, but still he manages to, like, give it a unique sound and a unique twist where he, like, not just puts breaks in the actual instrumentation, because that's fairly normal, but he actually very much just cuts it in half and just leaves you hanging until it picks back up. It's very jarring, but in a great way.
Watch like Medusa. Even your club record need a booster. Chimped up with a pimp cup, illiterate nigga. Read the info, red across your head. I'm Brad King like Simba. Bolder than Denver. I ain't a mad rapper, just the MC with a
I love
temper.
music.
You dancing for money like honey. I did this my way. So when the industry crash, I survived like Kanye. Spitting through wires and fires. MCs retiring. Got your hands up.
Yeah,
Get the
talking about the
motherfuckers
wires.
higher than.
Throw your motherfucking hands.
Get 'em high.
Yeah. I mean,
All the girls
don't get me
pass the
wrong,
weed
I
to your
will probably
motherfucking
never
man.
compare this to
Now I ain't
usually
never
from
tell you to
different
put
rappers.
down your hands.
Never Walk Down. I'll never
And if
prefer
you're
this
losing your
or
high,
like this to
then
Never
smoke
Walk
a
Down.
can.
But this is still real
was
real good. Alright, before a workout plan, before the 46-second song, that's a solid like B+. Like, I definitely listen to that with some friends at like 4 a.m. Alright, workout plan.
Girl. Hey, you know, I finally got my shit together. Been watching that workout plan, girl.
Well, you looking all good and stuff.
Girl,
You
I
got
know, it's that workout.
Got you a six-pack Shakur and stuff. You know what I'm saying? My nigga, I'm tired of putting 187 in my nigga table. That shit ain't working no more.
Girl, y'all know I'm a
Man.
video professional now. Ever since I copped this new workout plan, my shit is right, rolling in legs.
Before I say anything, let's just see. I'll just listen to this
Girl,
to
you
this
let
through,
me know
and then I
how
have a
to cop
question
that.
that I'd
How
like
much
you
is
all
it?
to answer.
Girl,
if
you know you ain't gotta pay for nothing
But only
around
if you
me.
know,
I'm the
please.
bootleg queen.
I'm very gullible and easy to
I'll
trick.
give it to you for free $99.
Free 99. That's my dog. You always looking out for us. My nigga, now I can throw away my bus pass and shit. Oh my gosh. Oh shit.
You just
All right. This is nowhere near the only time that I've seen stuff like this, and that we've seen stuff like this in this channel, where in the middle of albums, people will, like, rappers will just place a song that's not a song. That's just a rhythm and some spoken word. Why? There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's cool. It's a nice break from it. It's arguably one of my issues with some of my favorite metal albums. Like, I'll give you an example. City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold. Fantastic album. Gets a little too much, right? I think this is a good way to, like, avoid that. But why? Like, I'm not gonna rate Workout Plan. That wasn't a song. The new Workout Plan, however, is 5.5 minutes long. We might get to rate this one.
Popped in Kanye West, get right for the summer workout tape. And ladies, if you follow these instructions exactly, you might be able to pull you a rapper, an NBA player, man, at least to do with a car. So
God, this is probably like 99% probability of this not being true. But it sounds like the strings on whatever those instruments were like so fucking old.
if you follow these instructions exactly,
Like, it
you
sounds
might be able to
rusty
pull you a
in this
rapper,
sound.
an NBA player, man, at least to do
Ah,
with a
that's
car.
off-putting.
So first of all, we gonna work on the stomach. Nobody wants a little tight ass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get them sit-ups right and tuck your tummy tight and
All right.
do your crunches like this. Give head.
So, this so far seems like more of a dancing track in a weird way. Listen to the bass drum.
First of all, we gonna work on the stomach. Nobody wants
So we have this build here.
an NBA player, man, at least to do with a car. So first of all, we gonna
Great.
work on the stomach. Nobody wants a little
Real
tight
quick.
ass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get
And
them
then here.
sit-ups right and tuck
That
your tummy
drum.
tight and do your crunches
That
like
sounds so
this.
good.
Give head, stop, breathe, get up, check your weave. Don't drop the blunt or disrespect the weed. Pick up your son or disrespect your seed. It's a party tonight and ooh, she's so excited. Tell me who's invited. You, your friends, and my dick.
And then I make just two bass drums because we have that do thing again mixed with the more loud and vacuous and spacious one, and they're like playing on top of each other, which is kind of cool.
He make girls look like Halle Berry to me, so excuse me, miss, I forgot your name. Thank you, God bless you, good night. I came.
And
It's been a week without me, and she feel weak without me. She wanna talk it out, but ain't nothing to talk about. She talking about freaking out, and maybe we can work it out. Work it out.
Okay, so this is so weird. It's atonal in a way because it's Kanye is doing that like, then maybe we can work it out, but then with several like layers on top, mixed with these really screeching strings that like brings into focus how atonal it is, I guess, but it's still super groovy. And then with this super cool synth doing like a call response with the strings.
Work it out. Work it out. Work it out now. Oh, girl, your silhouette made me wanna light a cigarette. My name Kanye from the Jigger said, Twister said, get it wet. Oh, girl, your breath is harsh. Cover your mouth up like you got SARS. Off them tracks, yeah, I bought them cars. Still kill a nigga on 16 bars. We ain't sweat into the oldies. We juke into a cold beat. Maybe one day, girl, we could bone. So you can back tell all your homies. Yeah, but I still mess with a big girl. That you ain't fit, girl. I still hit, girl. One end, you brought two friends. Okay, three more now. Hop in the Benz, four door. Do you know the difference between a 5, 6, 7, 8? All the mocha.
So, God, I don't even know what to say about this because it's like the instrumentation's so weird, but like, listen to the way the strings go up here, for instance, to bring you into that next section.
It's okay, three more now. Hop in the Benz, four door. Do you know the difference between a 5, 6, 7, 8?
They're going down actually, but they're descending. They're like moving, right? To bring you into that next section. And that's an example of something I've spoken about on a few other videos as well, of what, I don't know if there's a term for it, I just call it like auditory hooks, right? So kind of like when you're writing, you want to hook the reader to make them keep reading. The same thing is something you can do with when you're making music, right? Because it's fairly common, at least for me when I make music, and that might just be me who's bad at it, to have two sections that work together but don't really feel like they fit next to each other. And most of the time, like 8 out of 10 times for me at least, that's just a matter of me not having added enough connective material and like connective tissue between them, which for instance could be just going do 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 down here. Another example of something one can do is something called, I think it's called contrary motion, which I do quite often, which is where you'll take a riff or you'll take a melody, so like da da da, and then you literally on top of that play da da da. So like you'll do the melody going up down and down up on top of each other, and that like opens up the space incredibly well to drop something else back in. Again, it creates tension, right?
Pilates, you gotta do Pilates. You gotta pop this tape in. Before you start back dating. Hustlers, gangsters, all us ballers. It's been a week without me, and she feel weak without me. She wanna talk it out, but ain't nothing to talk about. She talk about freaking out. Work it out. Work it out. Work it out.
I don't understand why this song is as long as it is, I will say, but it might be good.
Hi, my name is Jill. I just want to say thanks to Kanye's workout plan. I was able to pull an NBA player, and like now I shop every day.
And then we're building not tension, we're building tension, I guess, but we're building tension by adding just layers here.
Hi, my name is Jill. I just want to say thanks to Kanye's workout plan. I was able to pull an NBA player, and like now I shop every day on Rodeo Drive. I just want to say thank you, Kanye.
And then you
My name is Cassandra,
drop back
and I just wanted to say, since listening to Kanye's workout tape, I was able to get my phone bill paid. I got sounds and 13s put on my cavalier, and I was able to get a free trip to Cancun. And what's most importantly is that I ain't gotta fuck with Ray Ray broke ass no more.
Work it, juke it, pump it, shot it, let's go.
My name is Ella Mae
very
from
fun,
Mobile,
but I don't
Alabama.
understand it.
And I just want to say, since listening to Kanye's workout tape, I've been able to date outside the family. I got a double wife, and I broke the
switching into something completely different here. So there was a choir.
Roll the plane, roll the plane, roll the plane, roll the plane, roll the plane. Thanks to Kanye's workout.
And not just is there a choir now in the background, but listen to where it starts. It actually starts in Rhoda Plane, Rhoda Plane.
Roll the plane.
Like on the last Rhoda Plane, you hear, "Ooh."
Thanks to Kanye's workout plan. I'm the envy of all my friends. See how pull me a baller man, and I ain't gotta work at the mall.
We peeled away almost all of the airs, but we still got strings, a little bit of drums with the snap, the and I think one more thing.
Be a baller man, and I ain't gotta work at the mall again.
Let me break y'all for the pizza.
Okay.
That's like that old Michael Jackson shit.
Great.
That's right, put in work. Move your ass, go berserk.
Okay.
Eat your salad, no dessert. Get that man you deserve.
I feel like this is commentary on something. But I don't really get it. Is it like commentary in those 90s and 80s, like
Allow
workout
myself
plans?
to
Yep,
introduce
and like
myself. This time around, I want y'all to clap with me like this.
That's right, put in work. Move your ass, go berserk.
like it feels like something like you could put over like a workout plan type of thing.
Okay, breathe.
But I guess this might just either
know
this
y'all
is
ain't
like
tight.
a commentary type of thing on these type of workout plans,
Well, I hope
or
not, 'cause
it's
on this
just
one,
the joke.
I need y'all to give me a soul clap,
What's your
okay? Double time.
That's right,
Ooh,
put
double
in
time.
work. Move your ass, go berserk. Eat your salad, no dessert. Get that man you deserve. That's right, put in work. Move your ass, go berserk. Eat your salad, no dessert. Get that man
You hear?
you deserve.
Am I the joke?
Right, put in
Am I the
work.
joke being played?
Go berserk. Eat your salad, no dessert.
Get that man you deserve.
Okay. That's very good.
I like the instrumentation,
I appreciate your time.
especially again the use of the guitar. But like, I don't really get it all that much. It's like, yeah, I don't really get it. Can someone explain what this song was about, or what the point was? It was pretty good. I'll give that like a solid. I don't know, like, or it's pretty. I mean, it was pretty good, but like, I don't get it. It went on for a bit too long, I think, but that might have just been me not getting it. So I think I'll give that like a C+, I think. Yeah, C+. Alright.
I'm just saying, I was
Slow
talking to girls, you know, and
Jams.
we don't put enough emphasis on the ladies sometimes. You know, I was talking to this girl, she was talking about the music all fast in the club. You know, she got to drink water because she's thirsty. She done danced like 9,200 songs back
Can
to back.
barely
Ain't
hear.
nobody, you know, really try to find out what
this
she
guy's
feel,
saying.
like how she feel.
Oh, wait,
You
is
know-
this-
You know what she told me? She told
Is this not
check it out,
on the
this is what
college
she
drop?
said.
I mean, it says it's the college dropout, but it's by someone named Twista.
She said she wants some more.
Alright. Ooh.
The band draws a little Anita, but definitely set this party off right.
Okay. Okay.
She said she wasn't ready for the world, so new with this.
Okay.
Definitely set this party off right.
Yes, you will.
That's very different from workout plan. Or Kanye's workout plan. Okay. So before we get too far into the verse here, we've got, I don't even know. We got this long ass intro where it's just someone talking, and then we go into
She told, check it out. This is what she said. She said, she said she
a bunch of different small percussive elements
the band draws a little Anita, but definitely set this party
and some synth and more percussion. And then I love the way that the vocalist Jamie Foxx, I think it says, does that "are you gonna be, like essentially using his voice as a percussion element. It's cool. Which I guess is a lot of what rap is, to be fair. But that's the same with growling and screaming. It can be used as a percussive element. Alright.
some friends you cool with. I'ma bring the cool
There's
with.
Kanye.
Then I want you to strip. See you is my new chick, so we get our grind on. She be grabbing, calling me Biggie like Shine Home. Man,
So
I swear she
it makes
fine
sense for
home.
the
She
actual
always lying on. Telling me them
verse
diamonds when she know.
and for the lyrics, but try and listen to the more like subtle instrumentation here, like the guitar and the bass.
See you is my new chick, so we get our grind on. She be grabbing, calling me Biggie like
Like, doesn't that kind of sound like, I don't know, lounge music? Which is, I mean, it's cool, it works. It's just, again, not really what I associate with rap outside of Kanye.
She got a light-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. Got a dark-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I play ready for the world, she was ready for some action. My dog said you ain't no freak, so you got to prove my man wrong. I'ma play this
I really like the use of... Ooh, I really like the use of chimes. Like those sounds, and then I love the way you can also hear the bass move, like here, between like parts. See that little riff, and then you have some guitar that's also like carrying these things in the next part. That's cozy. Made some coffee. Oh. And we have the piano that's about to go jumping. So this is not part of the lyrics. I mean, it is, but it's just doesn't show up. It's cool. And someone's whispering in my ear all of a sudden. That fucking build up into this a cappella stingy part. This. That's so good. Wow. That's not Kanye. That's gotta be that guy, Twista. Yeah. That is very impressive. Like, just both the speed, the accuracy, and the change in rhythm in the middle of that speed is super impressive. Like, he's able to do it that fast and then still going like the da 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 da. That's super impressive to me. I don't think I'd be able to do that. That's really cool. My earth in the wind, smoke a fire. Let me get your sheets wet, listening to keep sweat. Put you in the days remains, fulfilling out with every temptation. Slow jamming, having deep set. You ready for the world, girl? Come on, go with me, I touch you all over. I guess that is actually what I was thinking the song was reminding me of. Slow jams. I guess it's also called slow jams. The song. And when I come over and bend your ass, you be bumping to the pentagram. I done hit it from the back to the melody and roll it slow. Now I gotta go up in it fast, but I'ma finish last. No matter how much of a thug you see, I still spit it like a sovereign beat. Come to the club with me, and when some music come on, I hope you feeling me instead of being wow. That's super impressive. Wow. I need to check out some Twista. That was super cool. I love that. Yeah. I don't feel like I have a lot to add to this song because it's just... It's... I guess that sounds like we're going into almost like a guitar solo thing, which if that's the case, I'll have stuff to add. But it almost feels like this song is like, it's another one of those cases of just something that's coming out of a completely left field, right? Because I was not expecting anything near like this type of music on this album or like on a hip-hop album in general. But it's so good, and it's clearly hip-hop, right? But it's just, wow. All right, I heard a quick guitar lick. Let's see if that becomes a guitar solo of sorts. That would be, I think, the first time I've ever heard that in a rap song. All right. So, okay, so it's not a guitar solo technically because there's other things going on top of it, and it's not like the dominating force. It's also primarily in your right ear, so if you can't hear it very well, maybe put on some headphones. But this here starts building up, and then it's already starting to build here in the chorus a little bit. Yeah, it's very low in the right ear, and then here it drops in. And I love the mixture of rhythm in the guitar solo. That's also something that I try to do when I write and play guitar myself, is that we have a mixture of these really quick lead sections mixed in with like just chords that are being strummed to the rhythm still. So like for instance here, approximately here, if you listen to how quickly the guitar goes and then goes into these like do 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 ish sound, those are like small chords that are being strummed, I think, while like in the middle of this solo thing, this lead section, I guess. There, stuff like that, super cool. Also here, and just converging with all the vocalists. And then a piano in the left ear coming in to join the party. This is just pleasurable. Like, this is just good times. It's very much like a slow jam. Wow. I think the thing that really surprised me with this song and really took this over the edge for me, because I'm gonna be really, it's not that I wasn't enjoying it, but it definitely wasn't as like impactful a lot of the other things, was honestly Twista's verse. That was insane. It was really, really impressive to me. So like, honestly, Slow Jams is gonna get like a solid A. That was real fucking good, dude. Alright, next up on the chopping block. Breathe in, breathe out. We're back to the workout. This is with Ludacris. I only know him from like, I got a hangover. Whoa, I've been drinking too much for sure. I think that's him, right? I'm not gonna go in and check. That is him, right? Anyway, breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, breathe in, breathe out. If you're iced up, pull your sleeves out. Push a big truck, pull your keys out. Girls go wild and pull your D's out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Okay.
Let them hoes fight, pull a weave out. If a nigga act up,
so
when I pull a piece out, niggas like peace out.
This is a really simple rhythm and beat so far. That's just functionally like two things, or it really feels like it's only one thing functionally that's just being amped up by other elements, and it's just this riff on a guitar going doom 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 doom, and then you can match that if you're playing the guitar with like slapping the guitar to add the rhythm to it, right? However, there's clearly been added things to it to make it pop more. There's also some drums and some bass, but like that sound, that in when you're playing it, you would be emulating with like your finger or something, but here it's actually being, or you wouldn't be emulating it, you'd be playing it. Here it's being emulated with like additional elements, which is cool, works well. Get you into this like very groovy mood.
More of that bullshit ice rap. I gotta apologize to most of quietly. Ladies are cool to rap about gold. If I told the world I copped it from Ghana and Mali. First nigga with a Benz in a backpack. Ice chain, Cardi lens in a knapsack. Always said if I rapped, I say something significant. But now I'm rapping about money, hoes, and rims again. And it's still about the Benjamins. Big face.
There's a lot of like still that like something I mentioned way back when I started out these these reactions, because I started out doing Kanye stuff as well, right? Was that I feel like there's a certain element of Kanye's music that's like there's a mixture of like a certain jovial like tone. Like there's, I don't remember which song, it might be Power, where he goes, you can kiss my ass, more specifically, you can kiss my asshole, I'm an asshole, right? And the way he says it is like, more specifically, you can kiss my asshole. It's very like childish almost in the way he says it. And I feel like you can almost see that here again, but here it's a more, I don't want to say more mature maybe, but it's definitely more, it's masquerading maybe as more mature, because he's saying like, I always said if I rapped I'd say something significant, but now I'm rapping about money, hoes, and rims again, right? Like there's still that element of like, also that's the first thing I wanted to say, there's also like this element of like self-commentary almost, right? It's like it's not meta commentary, it's self-commentary, which is kind of cool, honestly. Almost like you're reading an essay in rap style.
Back like, damn, was I on crack? I mean 12 platinum chains, was I on that? What the hell was wrong with me, dog? Sing along with me, y'all.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Okay.
If you're iced up, pull your sleeves out. Push a big truck,
What does iced up mean?
girls go wild.
I don't know.
Pull a weave out. If a nigga act up, pull a desert ease out. When I pull a piece out, niggas like peace.
Now even though I went to college and dropped out of
That's a
school,
good rhyme.
I always had a PhD.
All right, and we're back to the college. Just want to actually be able to focus on it. Now, even though I went to college.
I went to college and dropped out of school quick. I always had a PhD, a pretty huge dick. Ladies tired of getting ripped off by guys like this, and give it head it's like a whale that's using a toothpick. Well, I'm in the club for a limited time. Act now and get some action for a free 99. Later on, I might charge for Menage. Heard a man was the boss of the flaws, but she still wanna toss me the draws, and it ain't gonna cost me because she might.
So we've added an element now. That we've added like a horn to the riff now, so we're building slowly, but we are.
She telling me about problems with a man, baby, I fully understand. Let me help you with a plan. Why he tricking off? Don't get no rich nigga. Give me some head, that'll really piss him off.
Okay.
Breathe in, breathe out. If you're iced up,
This is like a vibe so far, but I don't understand it that much. I'm gonna be real. Like I don't really get the point outside of what we already like talked about. I think this is also really good. I think this is also just a really good example of how to like rhyme like effectively when you're not even, when you're using words that aren't actually rhyming. Like he's rhyming out with out, but the way he's doing it is he's saying when I pull a piece out, and then he raps it with peace out, right? It's not actually rhyming. It's kind of like in Black Sabbath's song War Pigs. There's this rhyme going like generals gathered in their masses to whoa, I don't even remember. It's like general gathers in the masses, and Ozzy Osbourne rhymes masses with masses, and it's like it's cool. It's a cool way to make things seem like they rhyme without actually making them rhyme. I like that.
I blow past low class niggas with no cash in a 4-6, bitch, you can go ass. So when I go fast, po just laugh right until I run out of gas, until I go crash. Whatever comes first, I'm prepared for the worst. Whatever comes second, I'll be there with my weapon, pulling up in the Lexuses. One on both hands, so I guess them GS's was ambidextrous. Could've sworn I recesses, what's sending me messages.
Okay, so let's see if we can understand. Lexus, is that a watch? One on both hand? I don't know who Jesus is. Oh, Jesus, like Jesus Christ? Or was ambidextrous? I don't get it. This is like, I run into this issue quite often when listening to rap because it's based on like some cultural things that I'm not really familiar with, and I'm again not really into the whole rap genre, so I don't know all of the genre conventions and stuff, right? But there's a lot of stuff that I just don't get in the lyrics. Like I want to figure it out, but I don't understand what they're referencing, and it's borderline frustrating. Like I still don't know what iced up means. Oh, we're going into a bridge of sorts, I think. Here. Okay. So, this is a fine song. But this, I think, is an example of where I'm like, okay, it hasn't really developed all that much on the beat. We're just kind of we're repeating the same thing over and over again, and we're not really doing much with it. So like from an instrumental point of view, this doesn't really do that all that much for me. But it's fun, it's a vibe, but it's like it's not bad, but it's definitely also not the greatest thing on the album. So I think that'll probably get like a C.
Now beat
Alright,
that. And your mother
School
said,
Spirit,
"Go to
skip
college."
1.
So you finish college and it's wonderful. You feel so good. And after all the partying and crazing, and don't forget about that drug habit you picked up at school, being around your peers, hey, now you'll get that $25,000 job a year.
Woo!
And you'll spend all your money on crack cocaine. But it'll be your money. No more borrowing from mom for my high.
I just
So
finished
now
my
you get your
bachelor's degree.
degree
Well, I
tattooed on
didn't,
your
so I'm
back.
still,
You're so
I need to
excited
defend
about
my
it.
thesis. But
If
after
you
that,
continue to work at the Gap after several interviews, oh my God, you'll come in at an entry-level position. And when you do that, if you kiss enough ass, you'll move up to the next level, which is being the secretary's secretary.
I mean,
And boy, is that great. You get to take messages for the secretary who never went to college. She's actually the boss's niece, so now you're part of the family. You know what college does for you?
I mean,
Makes you really smart, man. All you kids want to talk in the back of the class, not me. I listened, okay? I was a hall monitor. This was meant to be. You know how many classes I took? Extra classes? No, I've never had sex, but you know what? My degree keeps me satisfied. When a lady walks up to me and says, "Hey, you know what's sexy?" I say, "No, I don't know what it is, but I bet I can add up all the change in your purse very fast."
okay. That was funny. I mean, again, I'm not gonna like rate it because it's not. It doesn't really hit me as a song per se, as much as it's like a framing for the next thing coming up. As this, we have a School Skit Part 1. Now we're doing School Spirit. But I do think there is something fun, like, or interesting at least, looking at like higher educations and what they actually do and what they're meant for. There's this really good TED Talk that's gone up recently. It's called something along the lines of like the future we stole from New Generation or something, where this guy who's having the TED Talk is talking about what higher education is supposed to be, which is like an opportunity to, like, the way he phrases it is that it's an opportunity to make the unremarkable remarkable, right? And I think that's a really good framing of it. However, there's absolutely also some truth to the fact that just because you've taken a higher education and you've gotten educated, so to speak, on a topic, that doesn't make you wise. That doesn't mean that you are able to make good decisions in your life, and it also doesn't necessarily mean you're smart. Like, again, I just finished, I'm finishing my degree, and I think I'm relatively smart in some areas, but I don't think much of that is because of my degree that I'm getting in particular, right? I think it's more just because there are things I've gotten really interested in, and then I've put effort into understanding them. Like, for instance, I'm doing a degree in psychology. I'm about to do a master's degree in neuroscience and neuropsychology. I'm fairly decent at understanding neuroanatomy at this point, right? But that's because I've put a lot of energy into understanding it, and much of that has been extracurricular energy, right? The same thing with like people, like this whole fucking album seems to be around this idea of like dropping out of college and what college can and can't do for you, right? And like, yeah, I mean, it might be a discussion for a different time, but I think it's especially interesting to look into this like phenomena of people not finding college fulfilling and then doing something else with their lives, because, you know, the world's a rich tapestry and you're allowed to paint your like painting on it, which is just cool. And it doesn't need to be through these regimented like ways that people usually go about getting through life. Anyway, we're talking about school. Let's go into School Spirit.
School Spirit, Alpha
In case you haven't noticed, these videos are also just a way for me to talk. And it's really nice to have the lyrics in front of me. It makes it easier to understand, despite the fact that I don't get all the references. But
Pimps gon' talk. Ooh, heck, you know that
more just
boy
like
is
those
raw.
let's talk videos.
I'ma
I
get
just
on
have to
this
actually
TV,
find
mama.
to talk about that
I'ma put this
wanna talk
down. I'ma make sure these light skinned niggas never ever come back and
Whoa,
style.
is that intentional?
Told 'em I finished school and I started my own business.
Wait,
oh, you graduated.
Aretha Franklin's on this as a composer.
Now I spit it so hot you get.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look this up. Aretha Franklin is dead, right? Aretha. I'm sorry. We will get back into this in a moment. Aretha Franklin. She is dead, right? This has to be like a remix. Yeah, she died in Wait, no! She was alive at this time. There's no fucking way he got Aretha Franklin on this track. Did he? Isn't this just like a remix? Can someone please let me know, was Aretha Franklin actually singing on this, or is it like a remix of some other rapper song?
Make sure these light skin
Or like a sample, sorry, not a
never come
remix.
back in style. Told them I finished school and I started my own business.
What?
They say, oh, you graduated. No, I decided I was finished chasing y'all dreams and what you got planned. Now I spit it so hot you got tan. Back to school and I hate it there. Everything I want, I gotta wait a year. This nigga graduated at the top of our class. I went to cheesecake, he was off of them and waited there. Alpha step, Omega step, Kappa step,
Yeah, I mean-
Sigma step, gangsters walk, pimps gon' talk. Ooh, heck, you know that boy is raw. AKA step.
I mean, it's going into these, like-
SG roll step, Zeta step, gangsters walk, pimps gon' talk. Ooh.
He's going into this topic again here of, like, as we talked a little bit about, like, going to college or uni doesn't necessarily guarantee you a good, like, or a financially successful future, right? And it's not for everyone, and that's okay. Like, we need people who are able to do lots of other things as well. And let's be real, lots of the things you learn in college are great and useful, and it's something I wouldn't want to be without, because I don't know how. I'm an idiot with my hands. I can't build anything for shit. Like, besides, there's the word, playing guitar, right? So it's just, yeah. All that's to say is just that it's nice that there are also people doing other things, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to function as a society. And hey, if Kanye had continued in college, we might not have gotten this album.
Pimps gon' talk. Ooh, heck, you know. I got a Jones like Nora for your Sora. Bring more them girls I seen in the Aurora. Tammy, Becky, and Laura. Aura,
So,
Shirley. I'm trying to hit it early, like I'm in a hurry. See, that's that doobie
the
cane,
piano in
young
this song
booty tank,
is doing
tippy
this thing that I've
towel.
also talked about a few
Rockefeller
times.
chain, yeah, that's my rapper style. Rosary
Where
piece,
it's like
yeah, that's my
a
Catholic
percussive element
style.
itself.
Red and white ones, yeah, that's my Kappa style. And I ain't even pledged. Crack my head
This
on the
is-
steering wheel, and I ain't even dead. If I can go through all that.
And that, like, I guess, again, I don't know much about soul music. I know even less about soul, honestly, than I do about hip-hop. So I won't say too much about it, because I don't know too much about it. But I think it's, like, these like, hymns, or hums, seem soul-ish, soul-adjacent. Like,
and I ain't even pledged. Crack my head on the steering wheel, and I ain't even dead. If I can go through all
Like
that,
that-
and still be breathing.
that feels like soul-adjacent, at least. And then, of course, we have Aretha Franklin on the track. Whether that is in the booth or in the DAW.
Oh, heck, you know that boy is raw. AKA step, Delta step, SG roll step,
Yeah, I mean-
Zeta step, gangsters walk, pimps gon' talk. Oh, heck, you know that boy is raw. I feel a
Yeah, I
woo
mean,
coming on, cuz. I feel a woo
it's a nice
coming
song.
on, cuz. There was. I feel some woos coming on.
That's a cool thing here.
I feel a woo coming on, cuz. I feel a woo coming on, cuz. There
Like, he's going, I feel a woo coming on, because I feel a woo coming on, because then you have, like, 4 or 5 layers of, I think, actually different people saying woo. Like, Yeah, I think that's like a few different people saying the word cool, which is cool. This is just fun, man. This is like one of those, again, it feels like a workout, like a Kanye's workout plan-esque song, where it's just like, this is fun, but it's not like, it doesn't strike me as fantastic, but it's definitely not bad. It's good, it's just not great. But honestly, just for that, people move it. But sung well instead of what I just did. That's gonna get like a solid B. Alright, School Spirits get 2.
You pick up all those books that you're gonna read and not remember, and you roll, man. You get that associate's degree, okay?
Alright, and we're going back into this.
Then you get your master's. Then you get your master's. Then you get your doctrine. You go, man. And then when everybody says quit, you show them those degrees, man. When everyone says, hey, you're not working, you're not making any money, you say, you look at my degrees and you look at my life. Yeah, I'm 52. So what? Hate all you want, but I'm smart. I'm so smart. And I'm in school. These guys out here making money all these ways, and I'm spending mine to be smart. You know why? Because when I die, buddy, you know what's going to keep me warm? That's right, those degrees.
Oh, that's funny.
Jimmy, where you going?
And we're going back into another skit. Little Jimmy skit. I guess I don't want to rate the fucking school skits because it doesn't feel like music. It feels like a framing of music, but they're funny. And there's, you know, there's some truth to it at least.
My dad died, and he left me his degrees. My mom would always say, Dad, why don't you work?
We're going back into the fucking degrees.
All the other kids' parents were working and saving up money for school, and I was actually in school all while my dad was in school. He was so greedy with degrees, he took my degree.
No, he didn't.
And now, I'm just glad he left me these, because all the regular homeless people have newspaper, and look what I have. These are documents.
Okay.
My father left them to me.
I mean, now we're adding music into it as well, right? Is the next one gonna be fucking a skit as well?
Smart, so I too can die without money, but I'll be the smartest dead guy. Who has that?
That's funny. Alright, 2 words. Okay. Wait. Alright, there's some like construction workers working outside all of a sudden. I'm gonna wait with starting the song until they're done. Just give me a moment. Doing a lot of noise. Alright, they're done. Let's go! I have a good feeling about this one. Just from that fucking like intro, I've got a good fucking feeling about this one. Alright. Okay. Okay. That's an intro, Jesus. So we got this fuck off wonderful choir with reverb. This weird chime thing coming in. I don't actually know what that other instrument is. And then straight into this. And here the piano is very much acting like percussion. Like, it almost feels like the way it's getting played is very much just like punching the piano up and down. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not a pianist. I can play piano very, 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 very badly. But I'm not a pianist. Like, it's accenting all the movements. And then it gets an electric guitar. Oh! Moving up. Okay. And a full-on fucking drum fill. This is like... Is... What? Oh! The fucking... Oh my god, the low piano rumble here. From no breaks to low brow. That. Oh, that's tasty.
Ecstasy capsules, presidential scandals, everybody move. 2 words, most death, West, hot shit. Calm down, get back. Ghetto people got this. Game porn, lock shit. Gun porn, cock shit.
So we have this very, very like easy to vibe along with drum. That's, I think it sounds like it's a real drums being played again, because you've got these actual fills, which you can program those for sure. But like, I don't know, this is 2001. I don't know how often people use programmed drums back then, or drum pads or whatever, mixed with this aggressively played piano, and all of these fucking like vocal elements and a little bit of electric guitar just sprinkled over. God, that's tight, man. I love that. I think we might be too early to speak on it still. Fuck. And then here you've got like, when we go down, it's both the piano and an electric guitar at the same time. Ah! It's so fucking cool. And then it is like just being accented. And then why are you? This is seriously good. This is like seriously good. And then here we've moved the piano is like has gone from being this super percussive element, which it still is, but it's slightly more like melodic part here. I'll point to it. Like there, like you see, it's kind of like switching roles, but still very percussive. Damn. Wait. And then when we're starting to build more tension here, we're going in with this like synth. I don't even know remember what that's called. I guess it's like just eighth note. Fuck, man, this is sublime. And this. And he's adding more? No! Here. Like on the piano. This is what I mean when I say that songs should, in my eyes, ideally keep building and keep adding elements, like new textures to the sound. It's just, it makes it so much more interesting to listen to. Damn! Oh! I'm getting like chills. What? Oh, and the piano's doing it again. Wait, who's this? This isn't Kanye. Is it Mosta? Or Freeway? Oh. Yeah, it's Freeway, I'd assume. And then we have some fucking strings being added in here. You can, man, it doesn't give you a break. That's just an orchestra. What? Oh my god, the movement in the strings, man. Here. And then the up and down. Wow. And we've got fiddle? What the actual fuck? That's gonna get added to fucking my good shit playlist. Where is it? Where art thou? Here. Wow. Wow. That is without question the second S of this album. Holy shit, that was good, dude. You can definitely tell when you're listening to these songs that, like, how Kanye ended up making these, like, almost movie record, like, movie score type of songs later on, right? Like, fucking, God, this just makes me want to listen to Blood on the Leaves just because of the fucking, like, borderline metal breakdown in that song. That was so good. All right.
Yo, G.
Is this the one? Is this, like, actually, like, The Wire, where he's rapping through the wire? Because I haven't heard that.
They can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they hop? I spit it through the wire, man. There's too much stuff on my heart right now, man. I gladly risk it all right now.
I think it is.
It's a life or death situation, man. Y'all don't really understand how I feel right now, man. It's your boy Kanye Chitter.
Yeah.
Shot-town, what's going on? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I drink a boost for breakfast, an insure for dessert. Somebody order pancakes, I just sip the scissor. That right there could drive a sane man berserk.
I'm sorry, before we can move on, I need to know if this is the one where he's actually rapping through the wire. Is Kanye rapping through a wire in Through the Wire? Or is that song actually just called The Wire? Yeah. Wow, this is the one that he's doing while his jaw's like wired shut. Fuck, man.
To the Izzles back to Wizard. How do you console my mom or give a light support? Telling her son's on life support. And just imagine how my girl feel. On the plane, scared as hell that a guy looked like Emmett Till. She was with me before the deal. She been trying to be mine. She a Delta, so she been throwing that dynasty sign. No use me trying to be lying. I've been trying to be signed. Trying to be a millionaire. How I used 2 lifelines.
Wow.
In the same hospital where Biggie Smalls died. The doctor said I had blood clots. But I ain't Jamaican, man. Story on
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know word for word, but I mean, if I don't get it right.
I really apologize to everyone right now if it's unclear at all.
Oh
man.
my god, and listen to the fucking, like, the background vocalist. Just listen to her voice and what she's singing.
And I ain't trying to make a band. I swear this right here, history in the making, man.
I really apologize to everyone right now if it's unclear at all.
I think she's singing Through the Wire, to the limit, to the wall, or something along those lines. And that's just, that being put in the background is such a beautifully artistic touch, because it's like the backdrop of this entire song, and like of what shot out for up his career, right? Is that like, or shot his career like off the platform, or like burst him onto the scene. It's this whole accident with him rapping through a wire. What the fuck, dude?
Wired shut for like, I don't know, the doctor said like 6 weeks. You know, I had reconstructive surgery on my jaw. I looked in the mirror, half of my jaw was in the back of my mouth, man. I couldn't believe it. But I'm still here for y'all right now, man. This is what I got to say right here, dog.
Yeah, right now Through the Wire.
Turn me up, yeah.
Wow.
What if somebody from the shadow was ill, got a deal on the hottest rap label around? But he wasn't talking about coke and birds, it was more like spoken word.
Yeah, and you see here he's doing that thing again where he's like not meta commentating, but he's like he is kind of doing meta commentary, which is like I guess it's not meta commentary because it's not commentary about the commentary, but he's doing this commentary on like what ifs, like here he's talking about himself, I'm assuming, right? Because he's saying, what if somebody from the tribe that was ill got a deal on the hottest rap label around? But he wasn't talking about coke and birds. It was more like spoken word, and that very much is, it seems, the way that Kanye raps, is that it feels more like spoken word than it does traditional rapping.
And he explained the story about how blacks came from glory and what we need to do in the game. Good dude, bad night, right place, wrong time, in the blink of an eye. His whole life changed. If you could feel how my face felt, you would know how Mace felt. Thank God I ain't too cool for the safe belt.
Yeah.
I swear to God, driver 2 wanna sue. I got a lawyer for the case to keep us in my safe. My dogs couldn't tell if I look like Tom Cruise on Vanilla Sky. It was televised.
And you can hear it. You can hear in his voice that like it's slightly different on this song, and I'm assuming that is because his jaw is literally wired shut, and he's doing this through the wire. I need a break, man. That's wow.
I was burned up like Pepsi did Michael. I must got an angel, cause look how death missed his ass. Unbreakable. What you thought they call me Mr. Glass?
This is
look
just
back on my life like the ghost of Christmas past.
such a good fucking track.
Cash, and I still won't grow up. I'm a grown ass kid. Swear I should be locked up for stupid
hey.
that I did, but I'm a champion. So I turn tragedy to triumph. Make music that's
and then listen to the fucking the accentuation of everything here in the background again. I'll point to it. There. Like the bass drum, bass, singer, and piano all just going da 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 at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? When the doctor told me I had I was gonna have to plate in my chin, I said, dog, did you realize I'll never make it on a plane now? It's bad enough I got all these jewelry.
Listen, that is actually not true. I have a bunch of metal in my knee, and I've never been stopped from going on a plane because of it.
You can't be serious, man.
I mean, it's a pretty song and it's beautiful for all the like right reasons here. But when you think of the story and the just the human spirit behind this, man, how can you not be moved? I've never heard the song. I've heard of it, obviously, as I've talked about, and I've heard the story of the song, but how can you not be moved by Through the Wire, man? That was fuck, man. Just the human spirit in that is fucking gorgeous. Like that. It's kind of the opposite to me of like Kendrick Lamar's The Art of Peer Pressure, because that song really moved me as well when I covered that. However, but it's opposite in the way that like The Art of Peer Pressure moved me because it was just so obviously like viscerally sad without actually going so hard into all the sadness, right? Where this is just moving in a way where you're like, this man almost fucking died, you know, and he's rapping literally through the consequences of like his accident, right? And he's talking about like his mom and his girlfriend and how this changed his life, and like how can you not be moved by that, man? All right, Family Business. I think this is the second to last song, and then we got Last Call, which I've seen as the last one, and then it's like 13 minutes long, which I'm very excited for.
They say you weren't tall enough. All the glitter is not gold. Yeah, we gonna cook this Sunday.
Wow. That piano is almost a little bit like.
He made the team this year?
Maybe not.
They say you weren't tall enough.
Yeah, just a do. It's almost like Human Nature by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we gonna cook this Sunday. That's a new girlfriend. This is family business, and this is for the family that can't be with us. And this is for my cousin locked down, oh, the answers in us. That's why I spit it in my song, so sweet like a photo of your granny's picture. Now that you're gone, it hit us super hard on Thanksgiving and Christmas. This can't
But you
be
can't
right.
start talking about dead family members right after you've done the wire. You're gonna get me crying, man. Like, I'm a sensitive soul. That's gonna make me cry.
Soul food, know how granny do it. Monkey bread on the side, know how the family do it. When I brought her, why the car had to look all through it. As kids, we used to laugh. Who knew that life would move this fast? Who knew I have to look at you through a glass and look? You tell me you ain't did it, then you ain't did it. And if you did, then that's family business.
Damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't really know why this is hitting me as hard as it is, but just the I think it's just the contrast of like what we just talked about and we just listened to with all the human spirit and all the fighting gusto and stuff, moving straight into this like story of his family member that's his cousin, I think, who's locked up. And like I don't know shit when it comes to Kanye. I don't know much about any of this, but like just the like the seemingly unbridled support that's being shown here. And watch this be turned around to be some horrible thing in the end, and I'll look like a damn fool for getting so moved from it. But like that's like a mean double whammy left hook to my face of emotions.
Everybody standing with us. Come on, let's take a family Grammy picture. Abby, remember when they ain't believe in me? Now she like, see, that's my cousin on TV. Now we getting it and we gon' make it.
The piano really isn't helping. I mean, it is. It's wonderful. Very, very good choice.
When we get together, be electric sliding grandma. Get them shook up. Oh no, don't open the photo book up. I got a Aunt Ruth that can't remember your name, but I bet them Polaroids just send her down memory lane. You know that one auntie. You don't
I mean, come on, man. I got an Aunt Ruth that can't remember your name, but I bet them Polaroids send her down memory lane. Like, that's such. That's a good rhyme. This is really. Kanye, what are you doing? Why are you getting me crying? This is not fair. And then we're removing so much of like the rhythmic like texture here just to give place for the singing. So we just got the hi-hat here. Hi-hat on the kick. Jesus. I feel like there's something in the middle there. In the middle of that rain, rain, go away. Yeah. Okay, I was just making sure that I wasn't hearing a shit. In the beginning of this rain, rain, go away, try and listen very intently. Again, put on headphones if you aren't, because I don't think you'll be able to hear it if you don't wear them. But there's like a child's voice in the middle of that, man. Just, I'll shut up and we'll listen. Like, there's just some child going like, rain, rain, go away. Like, fuck me. You can hear the child again. Damn. I can definitely see why this album like just broke the fucking mold and what was possible to do as a rapper and a rap artist. Also because like Kanye at this point, as far as I understand, is like primary inspiration for so many artists.
Second she storm out, then he storming. Y'all gon' sit down, have a good time this reunion, and drink some wine like communion, and act like everything fine. And if it isn't, we ain't letting everybody in our family business.
it's just like, it's just so genuine, you know? I think that's it. That's really what's getting to me. Like, it's so fucking genuine, dude. Like, he's talking about, I'm assuming it's his family here, right? He's talking about an uncle and an aunt, talking about fucking issues with, like, issues in the family with, like, these people fighting, and then but then talking about them just having, like, a good sit down and, like, a reunion and drinking wine as a family, and, like, I'm a sucker for anything family related, man. In the sense that it will just ruin me. Wow. This is... Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say, man? This is just so... I think in isolation this song wouldn't hit me as hard as it does. It's the context of just having heard Through the Wire. And also there aren't many things that are as cute as, like, children's voices, right? Maybe a baby's laughter, but no, there aren't many things more adorable than that. Man.
Let's get Stevie out of jail.
I mean, what do you want me to say, man? Family Business, that's another S. We got one last track to go. This is a 12-minute and 14-second long song, so it's functionally 3 more songs. I love long songs if they're done well. This is the last song of this absolutely fantastic album so far. I'm very excited to see how we send this off. Let's do it, Kanye. Let's go.
Yo, fuck you, Kanye, first and foremost, for making me do this shit, motherfucker. I had to throw everybody out the motherfucking room because I'm fucking.
I'd like to propose a toast. I said toast, motherfucker.
Okay. And who's he toasting for?
And I am. And they ask me, I tell them.
So he's literally...
This is the last call for alcohol for the...
I have heard this should be a kind of a victory lap song. Which I dare say is earned.
The Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer of the rock. I take
all right.
my 15 seconds of fame and come back next year with the whole fucking game. Ain't nobody expect Kanye to end up on top. They expected that college dropout to drop and it flop. Then maybe
okay, one thing I don't understand. Because this is either like a fantastic like skill of like premonition here of him being able to say like no one expected Kanye to end up on top. They expected that college dropout to drop out and then flop. I'm just curious here, like, had something been released maybe outside the wire? Because I think that was a single, right? Has anything been released besides this from the album? Because if not, it might have flopped. And then that line would have felt real fucking weird. But I guess he's always been very confident.
Whole fucking game. Ain't nobody expect Kanye to end up on top. They expected that college dropout to drop and it flop. Then maybe he stopped saving all the good beats for himself. Rockefeller's only niggas that help. My money was standing in Sean Paul goatee head. Now John Paul goatee air. Cologne fill the air. Yeah, they say he bougie, he big headed. Would you please stop talking about how my dickhead is? Flow infectious. Give me 10 seconds. I have a buzz bigger than insects in Texas. It's funny
are they big in Texas?
Interested to the night I almost killed myself in Lexus. Now I am. And
yeah.
They ask me.
I can definitely see the whatchamacallit, victory lap, celebratory part of this.
Last call for alcohol for the So get your ass up off the wall.
So far for the like instrumentation, I haven't really pointed anything out to it because it's more of like the same, but it's not bad. It's just nice, pleasant. We got like a plucked bass going, drums, a little bit of piano, and the backing vocals.
Yes, sir. Do the fans want the feeling of a Tribe Called Quest? But all they got left is this guy called West. That'll take freeway, throw him on tracks with most death. You call him Quiley or Quayle. I put him on songs with Jay-Z. I'm the
It's kind of cool to see also like his references to the songs on the album, right? Like he's talking about how he's mixed like Freeway and Mos Def, Quiley, and JC. And there are a bunch of others like throughout the album. That was really cool.
Girl he had with him ass coulda won the horse awards. And I was almost famous. Now everybody love Kanye. I'm almost reigning. Some say he arrogant. Can y'all blame him? It was straight embarrassing how y'all played him.
I don't understand that
shopping my demo, I was trying to shine. Every motherfucker told me that I couldn't rhyme. Now I can let these dream killers kill my self-esteem.
It definitely is like
esteem to power my dreams. I use it as my gas, so they say that I'm gassed. But without it, I'll be last, so I ought to last. So I don't listen to the suits behind the desk no more.
Yeah.
You niggas wear suits cause you can't dress no more. You can't say shit to Kanye West no more. I rock 20,000 people, I was just on tour, nigga.
I can definitely see like so a lot of my framing for Kanye is because I've watched FD Signifier's videos on him. And I can definitely, I don't just want to regurgitate what he says, because you should go watch those videos. They're great, and you might already have if you're watching this channel. He talks about he makes this reference between like wrestling and hip hop, which is always fun, or which is a really fun way to frame it, where he talks about how Kanye, at the very least in the beginning here, was kind of like a babyface figure, where he was like new in the scene, he was very likable, and again this like human spirit like element of him, which is definitely like you can definitely see that in this, right? Especially when he's talking about how he wouldn't let these dream killers kill his self-esteem, like he's like going like kind of against the grain, no matter the cost type of thing, which is just sick, man. I think that's cool as hell.
I went to the malls and I balled too hard. Oh my God, is that a black card? I turned around and replied, why yes, but I prefer the term African American Express. Brains, power, and muscle like Dame, Puffy, and Russell. Your boy back on the hustle, you know what I've been up to. Killing y'all niggas on that lyrical shit. Mayonnaise color bins, I push miracle whips and I ain't.
So I think it's kind of cool how like just before we go into the chorus again, so far into this song, like while it's very difficult to make a 12-minute song actually work, and it's very few bands I've seen being able to do it. Some notable figures are like Opeth, a Swedish prog band that if you're like progressive rock or progressive metal, you need to check out Opeth. Their album Blackwater Park in particular is sublime. There are also other bands like that I know of, like Tool or Dream Theater, fucking a bunch of others probably that I can't think of at the top of my head. But the thing that makes long songs work to me is this like very like is that when the artist is very, very aware of like the peaks and valleys of a song, because this is essentially like a mini EP you're putting into one song, right? So I'm excited to see how Kanye does that, because he definitely got the chops to make this work. Like I wouldn't trust this from many other hip hop artists I've heard. From Kanye, I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's go. I believe you can do it. Let's see.
This is the last call for alcohol for my niggas. So get your ass up off the wall. Oh, so this A&R and Rockefeller and hip hop.
Oh.
Pick the truth beat for Beanie. And
that's not Kanye, is that Tony Williams or Emperita?
I played the song. He's like, who's that spitting? I'm like, it's me. He's like, oh, okay. He started talking to me on the phone, going back and forth, just.
Now we got a chorus.
And I think he's trying to
I don't know why I keep calling it chorus. Choir. Going in the background.
And he was friends with my mentor, No ID, and No ID told him, look, man, if you want to mention Kanye, you gotta tell him that you like the way he rap.
That is
I don't know if he's
weird.
Me in that, but he's like, you want to manage me as a rapper.
So we got a mixture of someone talking in your left ear. I need to watch out with skipping back so much because this song is so long. We got someone talking in your left ear. I think someone started talking in your right ear. The piano, bass, drum, choir thing. and then all of a sudden some guitar as well. Like
He
trying to
started
listen
talking
to
me
just
on
how
the phone,
confusing
going
this
back
is
and
to
forth,
listen
just
to.
asking me to send him beats, and I think he's trying to get into managing producers because he had this other kid named Just Blaze he was messing with, and he was friends with my mentor No ID, and No ID told him, look man, if you want to mess with Kanye, you gotta tell him that you like the way he rap. I don't know if he's gassing me or that, but he's like,
And
you
then
want
just
to
a
manage
quick
me as a rapper and a producer. I'm like, oh.
slick on the
I was
electric
messing
guitar.
with D-Dot also. People like this talk about the Ghost production, but that's how I got in the game. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, after they picked that Truth beat, I was figuring
Now
I
we
was
got
gonna get some more
Orange.
work.
Cool.
But shit just wasn't popping off like that. I was staying in Chicago. I had my own apartment. And I'll be doing like just beats for local acts just to try to keep the lights on and be able to go out and buy, get a Pelly off layaway, get some Jordans or something, or get a Techno Marine. That's what we wore back then. I made this one beat.
It feels like this song is like almost, and this might be super redundant to say, but so far it feels like a borderline like conversational, right? Like just, it feels like just some friends reminiscing over like past struggles and having made it through that to where they're at now.
Melvin
Just,
sample.
I don't know, that's a neat like idea, I guess, for a
like,
song.
oh, yo, that shit is crazy.
Especially when it's
Jay
meant to
might
be
want
this
it
like
for this
victory lap
compilation
type
album
of
he
thing.
doing called The Dynasty. And at that time, like the drums really wasn't sounding right to me, so I went and I was listening to Dre in 2001 at that time.
Hell
and
yeah.
I just like bit the drums off Explosive and put it like
Tasty.
with a sped up sound.
One of my favorite things about like horns is when they go, and I don't play any fucking horn instrument, so I don't know much about them outside of what I've heard and from what I've been able to do in like digitally, right? Is about when you pressure them a little bit in the like air pressure, I think. The sound just gets so fucking crispy, dude. It's almost like when you're bending several strings together at a guitar.
I was listening to Dre
like just this
2001 at that time, and really I just like bit the drums off Explosive.
like that, like there's grit in it, like there's grit in the voice,
sample,
right?
And now it's kind of
That's
like
super cool.
My whole style where it started when he rapped on This Can't Be Life. And I was like really the first beat of that kind that was
We
on
got
the Dynasty
more
album. I can say
piano
that was
added on over it.
Resurgence of the soul sound. You know, I got to come in and track the beat, and at that time I was still with my other management. I really wanted to roll with hip hop. I just needed some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there for a while. I appreciate what they did for me, but
yeah, I mean,
you know, it's a time in every man's life where you got to make a change to try to
like
move
this
up to the next
is what I
level.
mean. He's just kind of talking,
That day
which
I
is
came and I tracked the beat.
kinda
and I
nice,
got to meet
actually.
Jay-Z, and he said, "Oh, you a real soulful dude." And he played the song because he already spit his verse by
It's
the
not
time
even
I
like
got
a
to the
rap
studio. You
at
know,
this
he do
point.
it
This
one
is just
take. He said, "Tell me what you think of this."
talking.
And I heard it, and I was
Cool.
thinking like, man, I really wanted more like a simple type Jay-Z. I ain't want like the more introspective, complicated rap. Or in my
like here, it really is just a conversation. Like you can hear it in his voice, man. Like right here, where it's just going. I ain't want the like the more introspective, complicated. Like you can just hear like the laugh,
the more
like that.
introspective, complicated
He's going
rap,
up
or
in his
my
register
personal
like you
opinion.
do when you're laughing.
So he asked me what you think
cool.
of it, and I was like, man, this shit tight. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna tell him. And I was on the train, man. You know. So after that, I went back home. Man, I'm just in Chicago. I'm trying to do my thing. You know, I got groups, I got acts. I'm trying to get on, and like, wasn't nothing really like.
What is that?
Popping off the way it should have been. One of my homies, that was one of my
Is that like a
artists. he got
glockenspiel
signed,
thing?
but it was supposed to really go through my
Like
production company. But he
he added
going
like
straight with the
melodic
company.
percussion.
So like I'm straight holding the phone, getting the bad news that dude was trying to leave my company.
I don't know
And
what
I
that
got
is.
evicted at the same time. So I went down there and tracked the beats from him. I took that money, came back, packed all my shit up in a U-Haul, maybe about 10 days before I had to actually get out. So I didn't have to deal with the landlord because he is a jerk. Me and my mother drove to Newark, New Jersey. I hadn't even seen my apartment. I remember when I pulled up,
cool.
I unpacked all my shit. You know, we went to IKEA, I bought a bed, I put the bed together myself. I loaded up all my equipment, and the first beat I made was Heart of the City.
I think this song is cool, but one issue I'm having, and this is just like being completely candid, is it's kind of difficult to react to and review the song, primarily because so much is happening just like vocally that like I want to pay attention to the instrumentation and to the story being told. Because I don't want to just let the music play. I want to stop it and talk it, discuss it, because I think that's how you're supposed to do this. That's also the best way to like create reaction content, in my opinion. But it's kind of difficult with this song, just because it's so long and because so much is happening. So like,
and Beans is still working on his album at that time, so I came up there to baseline. It was Beans' birthday.
Doing my damnedest, but it's a little difficult.
And you know, I guess he was in his zone. He already had the beats that he wanted. I did.
But that isn't Kanye right now, right?
But then Jay walked in. I remember he had a Gucci bucket hat on. I remember.
Maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't sound like him.
Hip hop said, "Yo, play that one beat for him." So I played Heart of the City. And really, I made Heart of the City. I really wanted to get that beat.
But I'm assuming it is because it's been this guy talking for ages.
I remember that Gucci bucket. He took it and like put it over his face. And he made him faces like, "Ooh." 2 days later, I'm in baseline and I seen Dame. Dame didn't know who I was. I was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Kanye." Yo, you that kid?
Okay, yeah, it is Kanye.
Yo. This nigga got classics to your beats, B. Got classics. You know, he talking shit.
It's
like,
cool
oh,
to just
shit.
hear him like reminisce.
I'm starstruck, man. I'm still thinking about, you know, I'm picturing these niggas on the show, the streets is watching or whatever. I'm looking, these are superstars in my eyes, and they still are, you know. So.
And that's what I mean, right? That's one of those again things that makes it difficult to not fucking like cheer for this guy and like to be moved by his story. Because he's talking about, like, he's looking at JC, and I don't know who Dame is, but another rapper, I'm assuming, right? As if, and talking about them as they were superstars in his eyes, and they still are to this point. So at this point in time, it feels like Kanye is more of just like a rap fan who's also become a rapper than a rapper who enjoys rap, if that makes any sense, right? And that's always a cool thing.
Songs, like,
you see the same thing with like rock musicians like Jack Black, for instance, when he meets legends of metal and rock.
The Can't Be Life beat I tracked. I remember Lenny S was there. He had some Louis Vuitton sneakers on. He think he fly. And hip hop was there. I think Tata, John Manelli, a bunch of people. I didn't know all these people at the time. They was in the room. And I said, "Yo, Jay, I can rap." And I spit this rap. It said, "I'm killing y'all niggas on that lyrical shit. Mayonnaise color bins. I push miracle whips." And I saw his eyes light up when I said that line. But you know, the rap was like real whack and shit. So that's all the response. He said, "Man, that was tight." That was it. You know, I ain't get no deal. Okay, fast forward. So
yeah, he really is just telling the story of how he got to make this album.
And I just took that poly.
That's cool.
Relationships with people. And my relationship with Quali, I think, was one of the best things that ever happened to my career as a rapper. Because
so it's like he's doing an interview without the questions, mixed with like the music.
I love him for that.
I don't think I've ever seen this before. Very creative.
Time, you know, I didn't have a deal. I had songs and I had relationships with all these A&Rs, so they want to beat me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to look up what A&R means. He said it so many times. I don't know what it is. Artists and repertoire. All right, so it's artists and repertoire workers. Yeah.
They call me over, they play on some beats. Give me a beat.
Just because I know what like R&B is. That's like research and design. But I'm assuming this isn't.
I play my shit. I'm like, yo, but I rap too. I guess they was looking at me crazy because, you know, because I didn't have a jersey on or whatever. Everybody out there, listen here, I played them Jesus Walks and they didn't sign me.
Oh, it's a really good song.
You know what happened? It was some A&Rs that fuck with me though, but then like the heads, it'll be somebody at the company that I say nah. Like Dave Lighty fuck with me. My nigga Mel brought me to a bunch of labels. Jessica Rivera, man.
I think this is a good example of like how just to point it out that like how this song seems to have been made as like just a story, a monologue, almost like a soliloquy, rather than a rap, because he could have rhymed Mel with label, because he's done that several times before, saying he could have said Mel labels or something. He's done that in many other songs, but he's not doing it here. So I'm assuming that's like a conscious choice to like actually keep it conversational rather than like a rap, right? Which is super cool.
I'm not gonna say nothing to mess my promotion up. Y'all niggas stupid. Let's just say I ain't get my deal. The nigga that was behind me, I mean, he wasn't even a nigga. The person that actually kicked everything off was Joe 3H from Capitol Records. He wanted to sign me really bad. Dame was like, yo, you gotta deal with Capitol? Okay, man, just make sure it's not whack. Make sure it's not whack. And then one day I just went ahead and played it. I wanted to play some songs, cause you know, Cam was in the room, Young Guru, and Dame was in the room. So I played.
So
actually, it's a song you'll never hear.
He's just mentioning it here. He was about to get a deal with Capitol. I'm assuming Capitol Universal is another record label, right? And this is just something that's never occurred to me because, again, I grew up in like the early 2000s and I'm from the 90s technically, but most of my life, music has just kind of been something you've been able to consume online, whether it's been through LimeWire or like fucking Spotify, or there was also something called Shark, something that I used as a kid for a while. But was it like a cultural like battle almost between record labels of who got to sign which artists? Because I know Rockefeller Records was like, and still is, like a huge label, but I'd imagine that before streaming was an option, it would have been very, very like crucial for these record labels to sign the right artist. So I don't know if anyone in the comments can answer that, but was it kind of like a, yeah, you know, like a cultural battle who got to sign who or what?
Maybe I might use it so it's called Wow. I go to Jacob with
It's like, I feel like that would make sense.
You go with 2,500. Wow. I got 11 plaques on my walls right now. You got your first gold single. Damn, nigga, wow. Like the chorus from like, don't bite that chorus because I might still use it. So I play that song for him. And he's like, oh shit.
It's not even whack.
I ain't gonna front, it's kinda hot.
It's actually kinda hot.
Like, they still weren't looking at me like a rapper. And I'm sure Dame figured, like, man, if he do a whole album, if his raps is whack, at least we could throw Cam on every song and say the album, you know? So Dame took me to always
so
like,
that's
yo,
how he
man,
ended up getting his.
You don't want a brick. You don't want a brick.
You don't want to catch a brick.
You gotta be under an umbrella. You get rained on. I told hip hop, and hip hop was like,
I guess that's how he
word?
got his record
Actually,
label.
even with that,
They had like some collateral
I
with
was still
some other rapper
about
or
to
what.
take the deal with Capital because it was already on the table and because of my relationship with 3H. That, you know, because I told him I was going to do it and I'm a man of my word. I was going to roll what I said I was going to do. Then, you know, I'm not going to name no names, but people told me, oh, he's just a producer rapper.
And we're
And
going
told
into
3H
this, like,
that I told the heads of the Capitol. And right the day, I'm talking about I planned
Glockenspiel
out
again.
everything I was going to do.
I don't know if
man.
that's actually what
I
the
had picked out
instrument is. It's just, it
clothes.
sounds
I already
similar
started booking
to it.
studio sessions. I started arranging my album, thinking of marketing schemes. Man, I was ready to go. And they had mail call me. They said, yo, Capitol pulled on the deal.
Yo, Capital pulled out of the deal.
And, you know, I told them that Rockefeller was interested, and I don't know if they thought that was just something I was saying to gas him up to try to push the price up or whatever. I went up. I called G. I said, man, you think we can still get that deal with Rockefeller?
I mean, this is very basic, but just the way that he like pulls out the music here.
Told him that Rockefeller was interested, and I don't
Make
know if
it
they
pack a
thought that was
punch
just
more.
something I was saying to
That's
gas
cool.
him up to try to push the price up or whatever. I went up.
All right.
I called G. I said, man, you think we can still get that deal with Rockefeller?
And this is how this journey ends, eh? What a fucking journey, man. What an album. As a song, I don't think Last Call was that great. As an Alright, calm down. As an experience, however, that was fantastic. That's gonna be another S. Holy shit. That was, by a long shot, the longest video I have ever done. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. The album in general, let's go back. Look at some of the highlights. Like, the highlights for me, obviously, like fucking Spaceship was great. Jesus Walk was great. Never Let Me Down was great. I thought the new workout plan was real fucking fun. 2 Words, probably my favorite. I think that was the one that was like, yeah. 2 Words might have been my favorite, but I also really enjoyed Through the Wire, Family Business, and obviously Last Call. This was a really good album. This was a genuinely really, really, really good album. And I can definitely, 2004, not 2001. I can definitely see why and how this album like reshaped the stage of hip hop, because it's just so transgressive, so out there, so intentional, and as I mentioned earlier, so like intimate, so like genuine. It's really cool. As an album, I'm gonna have to give this a solid A. The only reason I'm not giving it like an S, which I think I almost feel like I have to, but the only reason I don't is because there are a few songs that I felt like were kind of detracting a little bit from it. Let's see if we can find one. What's a Graduation Day? I wasn't much
What
into.
the fuck was that?
I don't know. Not necessarily songs that detract from it, but it's just it I think some of the songs could have gone a little harder, could have gone a little further, and like if you mix this with some of like if you look at some of Kanye's later stuff, like some of the things off of Jesus, for instance, you can definitely see how like his style evolved to be more well involved later on. But I think we're gonna leave it at an A. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to this point in the video. If you have, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, although I'd imagine if you made it this far, you probably already have subscribed. But if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, give me some more recommendations, and hey, spend the day listening to dope music, and then I hope that you have a very, very nice week. Bye-bye.